We are back with another article reading. This time we have Majority, Northern Rangers, Stumpy, and Z, and they're going to interrupt me this whole video. It's going to be great. I give them permission to do that. We want the back and forth because I could just read all this stuff and but what we want is the back and forth. It's way more interesting because Bungie's had a history in the past of what we call 2 steps forward, 1 steps back, where we get a lot of good updates, but then we get some very questionable updates. And the thing is, I give them the slightest pass here because they didn't know they had to be cautious, right? It just got dropped on them all of a sudden that the game was ending, and they're like, but I kind of made this wild thing thinking we would eventually tune it. Like there's reasonable doubt there. So when I read this, just be prepared for that to be like, huh? Like, for example, Z's like a sleeper agent with the word Voidwalker, and Voidwalker, for whatever reason, got some buffs.
Cease immediately.
Yep. To add on to that, Cam, that's under the assumption that the post patches they're going to bring are just bug fixes, assuming they don't, make any more adjustments to subclasses or weapon balancing, which I don't think they will, but that's also a possibility.
Time will tell. Only time will tell that.
I guess I want to start with the question of just devil's advocate on this whole 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing. Is if we truly embraced all of the team-wide build crafting, is the game still fun in 6 months from now? With what we're about to read here. Just vibe check.
No.
I don't know. There's lots to explore, lots of dust to settle, but it's gonna be pretty crazy for a while.
I think it's gonna be fun. In my genuine opinion, I think there's a lot of things being brought up instead of things being brought down. It feels like there's a lot more stuff at the top level. It feels like everything's broken, so everything's on neutral. Like, it's not like everyone's running around with the one-shot cannon, but everyone's gonna have like a kitchen sink to run around with and throw out. That's what it feels like.
Here's the prediction I'm gonna make. As per usual, when we get a big expansion or update, the first few weeks of Crucible are gonna feel great. And then if, keyword being if, this stuff is as strong as it looks, then in 2 months Crucible is Mongoose City.
To add on to that, yeah, so you're talking about population-wise with, like, the first month will probably be the best Crucible will ever feel again, just purely due to, like, population, obviously a little bit more lax on the lobby balancing because of the amount of players. 2 months in, it's going to get a little worse, and then it's just going to continue to follow that trend downward. Sadly. So
I want to add to that the false positive of the honeymoon period, where players initially are like, "Oh, it's great," and they're not cognizant of the fact that it feels great because of the high population and the fact that players are just trying new stuff that they normally wouldn't. When the meta develops, they're just gonna switch to the good stuff.
It was like Final Shape, right? We just got Prismatic. First few weeks of PvP were feeling really fun. We had all these new toys to play with. And then within like a few weeks, everyone was on Smoke Swarm, Knockout Diamond Lance, LC Chaperone.
Well, that's a meta progression, right? The game PvP wise gets figured out. That's what people start using. That's like the meta defining stuff. I was just talking about purely population wise. Like we're gonna have both of that. I know a year from now we might just be literally restricted to GA private matches.
Yeah.
Probably.
My prediction is there are going to be some maps on Trials that are just like an actual ghost town because the couple good players that are queuing that playlist has it down to a science. I'm talking like Dawnblade openers to the second, just with the sniper out in the air, the burst glide, all of the above, and just get ripped off spawn with the Cloud Strike every time.
And for a final update, final patch, it's Bungie's job, a very difficult job, I would add, to find what is most, at least, because the game will get figured out regardless, what is most fun for the longest amount of time, finding like where the balance is. My initial reaction from this article, I think they missed the mark on some things, but obviously I haven't played it yet. It's the only time
I do want to add to that too, before we get too doomer here. I have a tweet pulled up from Destiny 2, their Twitter account, right? So people can go and find this, but it was talking about, this article when it released, and then the ending paragraph of it is, "We hope you find Monument of Triumph to be packed to the brim with fun. If you encounter any issues on launch day or beyond, never hesitate to send us the info." So I think we're going to have some support beyond the update. The question is just how much support and for how long.
Yeah,
So
and to what
there
degree?
is still a chance that, and I'm just bringing this up before we get too like doomerish here, right? But there is still that chance that if there is a bunch of shit that is way out of bounds, it could be reined in still.
That's what I'm hoping.
I would also say if you're a content creator with connects, please don't make a video on it immediately. Like slip it under the rug here. Let them deal with it in the background at their own leisurely pace. Otherwise, we don't have updates. Like, this is it. This is the game. So that could kill PvP for a week or more. They're not fast enough.
Yeah.
Actually, Destiny 1 has a lot of latent bugs still that is just like they're not fixed, but I'm not telling you what they are.
It never will be.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read the first of the new subclass abilities. This one is Titan Sunbreaker Shield Burst, and they do have videos. So I think it's almost worth showing the video rather than just reading it all.
I would, yeah.
Sorry, commuters. I realize this is loud, so let me...
I heard someone reference this as a Tetris shield or Tetris barricade. That was pretty funny.
Barricade.
Yeah.
So to describe it to the commuters, the Titan throws the barricade, and the barricade slides across the floor with fire. Then the Titan can use the ability again to blow up the barricade with another round of thermite on the floor. The rally barricade is he sits behind it and gets scorch rounds. What do we think?
Fun as fuck.
I think, yeah, I think this is going to be one of the. I think in PvP wise, the only place I could see this maybe becoming an issue is like zone trials. But even then, I think it's probably more of a PvE thing. I think this is going to be something that is going to be more like annoying than necessarily broken in PvP.
I think this the rally barricade one, low key, it's kind of useless. But the towering one, I do think there's some usability on it. The problem is that it's Solar Titan in PvP. In my opinion, is their first like really good aspect for PvP, the towering thing. There's other things as well. Like I'm like looking at them like, hey, I'm seeing them use the class ability twice. Does that mean it can like double proc Dynamo? That would be annoying. But it doesn't look bad. Like it really doesn't look bad because they will have to respect it on like an objective because it's a pushing forward barricade that will set them on fire on push and then blow up after. Like it doesn't look bad.
Angel's Advocate.
Solar Titan.
This one looks hilarious to make videos and montages on. Like someone can put smooth criminal music to just the barricade sliding forward and deleting people. The other one is the rally barricade with Kvostov. The ricochet bullet scorches everybody, and you just get an ignition from an incendiary grenade.
I could see it, depending on the map, being good for anti-hand holding potentially.
This is also a 3-aspect slot aspect, like that's or 3 fragment slot aspect, which is really good because I think it's the first one.
For fun factor, this definitely ups, but to me, it doesn't really move the needle with Sunbreaker compared to other Titan subclasses.
Yeah, I don't think this by any means will be like ever meta, but depending how big that explosion is or how much damage it does, I could see it being pretty good. Like I already see myself on Endless Veil sending this like through the cubbies or like, getting someone who's hiding behind a corner. It just seems funny as hell. And that alone makes me want to use this, like, and get on Titan.
I think
it moves barricades still drain health when you walk through it, like as an enemy.
Yeah.
However, if you slide quick enough through it, it's very minimal damage, and sometimes nothing at all.
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be good for breaking stalemates because you can use it to like push it into players and walk with it, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
like try to sweet
the-
spot a Voidwalker Rift with this.
One of
Yeah.
the things that Bungie brought up later on is Arbor Warden, and honestly, Arbor Warden, this thing sounds a little crazy because, I mean, that's a super grenade you have to respect. They then detonate it again, and if they get the charged version of it or the empowered version, that's 3 of them being sent in a circle. And honestly, I would Omega respect that if that even happens. Maybe not in the trials game, but I mean, it doesn't sound bad. It just
Mhm.
it moves the needle forward, just not to the level of like Arc Titan. It just moves it up.
Solar Titan is still bad neutral.
Yeah, Solar Titan is still Solar Titan. So
Good to move on to something a little crazier.
yes. Oh,
Okay,
God.
this one is Hunter Gunslinger Crackshot. It's a third-person ability, so let's watch this one.
Mm.
Here we go again.
Again, I'll describe it for the commuters after we see it once. Okay, so what's happening here is the hunter aims at the scions on screen, and they get the red box effect from Final Warning, which allows them to use the class ability to pop them into third person and then shoot a flaming pistol 3 times. And it seems
Not
to
the
also
same
give you solar
potency
verbs.
Yeah, not to the same potency as like a golden gun, just again for like commuters and whatnot, but you get the idea.
Well, I mean, is that confirmed? Like, I'm assuming this is not going to one tap in Crucible. I really hope you have to hit like at least all
I'm gonna
3 shots.
I think it's pretty safe to assume this won't one shot in Crucible, else we will have problems.
You know,
So, I
I'm
think-
thinking that's my
I
assumption
think-
too. But man, I don't know.
Let's just be safe and assume it doesn't one shot. I'm gonna go with the assumption that it has the impact of a 120 headshot at most. I think that's a pretty safe assumption around there. But
Uh-huh.
I have a couple things to say about this one. First of all, the other thing you forgot to mention, Kim, is landing all 3 hits will cure the user. And my other thing was, I think that I have written down a low skill carry demon ability. If you're good at the game, put it on. If you're bad at the game, put it on. If you're bad in game and you know it, put it on. You could dunk 1 hand cannon headshot and then dodge, and they'll probably die. That is my assumption. And that sounds pretty good. I don't know about you. That sounds really good on a dodge.
Isn't it like an auto lock on though?
Yes.
Oh, we got Elite 4K in the building. Let me go also fix the overlay. I think we're good.
There's some other stuff I have written down, like, you know how on Strand the dive it increases the class cooldown. Will it do the same on this? Like, is this class cooldown gonna be longer? Here's
So my
another
question-
thing. There's
My question is, it had the Final Warning tracking. Invis breaks that. Like, it doesn't allow you to get the red box. So maybe that's the case here too. Maybe you just play Invis and this just is nullified.
Yeah, it
There's
was just
also-
better.
like the other thing of the fact that this has immediate synergy with one of the fragments, to where if you squirt something, you get class ability energy back or increased regen. So like, who's not gonna run that with this? There's also other things like Bungie brought up, like Radiant Dance Machines and 6 Coyote. Like, you're gonna be able to use this in the air.
I'm really hoping that this is just like, I'm hoping that this is ass in PvP.
I do too.
I'm like, I think if this does more damage to a player than like a 140 body shot, it's a problem.
It
I
could
think
be
it'll
problematic
probably do around that.
on a console too, because inner accuracy is kind of tough. So if this is pseudo inner accuracy, you know, just doing this instead of using your own dexterity to shoot somebody, it might be problematic.
It was like the scenario I brought up when we were first going through this, right? You throw a trip, someone's behind cover, you throw a trip mine behind whatever wall they're on, they blow up, and then you just jump over the cover with your legal aimbot and just, you know, you can't fight that. So I'm worried about
There's also
this one.
other things like I have like young Ahamkara spine. Like, this is hit scan. Like, from what I can tell in this, unless it's like a bow to where it's nearly hit scan. Like that's just 3 free hits for a trip mine back. Like even if you don't kill them.
For PvE, I think they hit the mark though. Is this is a really interesting power fantasy for
Yeah.
players because it is not easy to just pop a golden gun and make it infinitely work in the strike, going full Kovacs mode, just flicking between targets. But this will
For
give
PvE, I think it's great.
PvE players
Yeah,
a way to have that power fantasy. So I'm very
Guys
happy about this.
will be cowboy LARPing in PvE day one.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
about to say I agree with all you guys, but I see this too, and I'm like, holy fuck, that looks fun. In PvE, I hope it sucks in PvP, honestly, but like, man, it looks so much fun.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't suck, fuck it, I could be RDM's Solar Hunter again, maybe.
Okay, this
That's
is
kinda
going to be
why-
my cue to go to the laundry. Go ahead, leave 4K.
No, I was just gonna say that's kind of how I'm feeling with Soul Siphon right now. I don't think it's gonna be good at all in PvP. In PvE, I still
Oh
don't-
no.
I think the animation's way too slow on that for PvP for it to even really
Yeah.
be usable.
I think this is an intentional
So
PvE.
Voidwalker, Soul Siphon. Let's get the
Yeah, play
video
the
rolling
video.
here.
Even then, even for PvE, I think it's not gonna be really worth it.
Pull up a leak.
Gonna skip
does
the
it
step
do?
here and just tell you what it does. He throws a ball melee, it hits a Scion, and then he uses the Void ability melee called Soul Siphon
The suck.
that tethers onto the Scions, sucks them in, and consumes them.
You get
I've,
a
Is that like a
Overshield.
Devour?
It's some
I've
HP
seen anime
Lovecraft
before.
looking shit.
yeah.
Basically, yeah, it's a condition. Landing
that.
your void melee ability will give you the ability
Let
to
you
do Soul
suck.
Siphon, which will give you void overshield on kills, I believe. I don't remember if it was kills or
is it just
hit.
Overshield? Is there like ability
It's
regen
just
tied to this?
It's just Overshield.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's overshield and maybe class ability. Can you scroll up just a little bit, Cam, so you can see
Yes.
the image instead of the video? So
in.
yeah, it's class and
Enhanced.
overshield.
Okay, class. Okay, yeah,
No,
no,
it's-
this is definitely PvE.
Yeah, it's not damage, it's not kill based, thankfully. But I will say this as the Voidwalker hater, I don't think this is too great for multiple reasons. First of all, if you're landing your melee already, just shoot them with anything. They're volatile. This is adding TTK onto it. Like they're just gonna shoot you in the head with the shotgun, and you'd be like, "Oh man, I wish I was on fucking Void Soul." And wow,
Wait.
do we have news for that one later on?
If we had proximity
if you're
chat,
on-
I'd use the hell out of this.
yeah, if on Voidwalker, so you're going to be using Feed the Void. Number one, that's not a conversation. Number two, your next options are then Chaos Accelerant, or if you're using Axions or Void Soul. You're not going to have room for Soul Siphon.
I don't use Feed the Void. I use the double suppressor and the Void Soul.
Mm.
Well, that's the
You don't
same.
even need
so
the
does
power. You can
everyone
just throw
else.
abilities.
Even then, I wouldn't use Soul Siphon over either of those.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it
looks,
either. You're right.
It looks good, but you also then have to consider the fact that they are nerfing the melee tracking. It's still going to be generous, but if you then whiff it, you're then sitting there with a useless aspect that did nothing for you.
It
And
seems like the
I've been-
three of these are PvE LARPing, which is fun. Like I don't think they really affect PvP that much, and they look fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I think
I'm all
Dragon
for
Bear
it.
is going to be really funny though.
It's
Oh,
just,
definitely.
And if they did make
Yeah.
this for PvP, the fact that Voidwalker is getting another incredible aspect after having all these ability spam aspects, I would
With-
lose my shit.
With that said, I do think there's a couple of considerations that might make it viable in PvP that they're not showing in all their trailers. So it is void melee hit and not kill. That's a good thing. The
Honestly,
second thing is the fact that it has a 20-second timer, which is also really, that gives more than enough time to run around and use on somebody else. The other thing is, can you use this while jumping? Like if you're in the floating and you're able to float above them, you can just drain them, get an overshield
Probably,
class
yeah.
ability.
you probably
And well, if they're flying, maybe like shit, suddenly this is an actually great ability. Because
You
if
can
they're
probably-
able to move and on.
you can probably move. You can probably like jump midair and use it, but you probably just can't like activate your jump again or something like that.
Cryosthesia users are gonna go crazy with
Yeah.
this. They're gonna fit every
Oh my
emote in the
God.
book with this.
If you're able to glide and use this, honestly, maybe then it's really good. Like shit.
I'm curious how much line of sight it requires. Like
I was about to say how
If you-
aggressive are those tethers, because that is a huge part of that.
like if you lock onto someone, can you then backpedal behind a wall and still do it?
Ready to move on to darkness grenades?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
not gonna-
the stasis one is essentially a sticky grenade that explodes with shatter.
The
Yep,
Spike
that one.
Nade. Spike Nade
It-
from Halo 3
it
and Halo Infinite.
Ricochets a
Y'all
lot.
can keep talking.
in-
You're good. Even through
yeah.
this, it's fine.
Yeah, the AoE on this grenade is quite high, I would say.
Yeah, this is kind of like in some ways Destiny's first like frag grenade.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I feel like, as Bungie says yet again, it's better indoors, but like the AoE size on this grenade is huge. Like it just depends on how much damage the grenade does and
I
how
could
fast it
see-
explodes like outside of things.
I could
They
see
also
this
don't
being
really
very
show it as
potent.
tracking. So
I don't think it has tracking, but I think the ricochet in close quarters. I could see it. I could see it team wiping potentially, depending how much they tune this. They could
Hella
go
excited,
all in.
man.
Yeah.
Nobody's
This-
ever
They
let
go
me
all
down
in,
like
like-
Cold Snaps let me down.
yeah.
You know
There
what,
is-
bro?
Finally, another option.
There is another thing though, is that this will be the lowest cooldown grenade on Hunter, which
They
is a consideration. I mean, not on Hunter, on Stasis.
that
Even
that
if it
gave
doesn't.
that gave me an idea. I'm going to be using Frosties with this. I'm gonna be a shitter. I
Oh,
swear
you're
to
gonna be
God, I
using
am.
Frosties, dude. No one's gonna use Frosties this update, man. I don't know what you're thinking.
Subtle foreshadowing. Very
Dude,
subtle
I was
foreshadowing.
already using them before, and now they buffed it even more. It didn't need it. It did not.
I was
need
there
it.
before it was cool.
Exactly. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah, I was there before I was
Just
just a
scroll
board
down.
walker. We know what you are, bro.
Strand slice wire grenade. I want to say that this one seemed like the most uneventful out of all the ones I read, but that to me is my alarm bell for maybe it's cooking.
I
It's
think
kind of like it's kind of
It's a
like
cluster bomb.
it-
it's kind of like a
it-
toddler, right? You get the most worried about them when they're being quiet.
It looks good and bad at the same time. You're like, oh, that's whatever, but like it actually looks fast. Like the grenade looks fast, honestly.
it looks fast and hits in the AoE multiple times. I actually think it's
It-
going to be really good.
Really
like,
try
an
to describe
offensive
this
grenade that
to
you
a
can throw.
commuter. Like I can't do it justice.
Cluster
So
bomb.
no. You
Whip
throw the grenade and it bounces in the same spot roughly 4 times after impact and explodes multiple times each time it bounces.
Yeah,
And
it severs too, according to someone in chat.
Yeah,
so that's kind of rough.
it does
Ooh.
sever. My biggest thing though is this grenade in PvE purely depends on how much damage it is per bounce. If it's like 30 damage per bounce, If it's like 40 to 50, now we're
If
talking.
it's like a cluster grenade going off 4 times, we have an issue, or a
Yeah.
scatter grenade rather.
It purely, in my opinion, this grenade purely depends on how much damage it does per bounce.
I gotta wait and see
Think
on
j-
it for sure.
I think just having a pure
Yeah.
damage grenade like that is still really good for Strand.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think that's what Warlock needed for me to play it more. I always felt like the Threadlings weren't reliable enough for me. They do the break dancing in the floor, and are either the best grenade in the game or the worst.
That's
Yeah.
exactly why I don't like Strand Warlock. It's super and like its gameplay loop. I don't like it. That's why whenever I do use it, I'm only using Weave Walk for movement. That's it. I'm not even using it for the DR. Fuck that.
Next one
Strand
is
lock
new
is kind of boring.
Night Stalker melee. This one's called Phantom Surge.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think this on console in controller land is going to break thumbs. The fact that you could phase through targets, and people are gonna have to try to 180 you. You're gonna absolutely break
Oh.
ankles.
Is
Yeah,
it
it could be a-
omnidirectional on controller, you think? Can you use
We
it
don't
in the
know.
air on controller?
That's
I
my
feel like
guess.
most
I
melees
don't know
are on
though.
controller, aren't they? Outside of maybe Shiver Strike.
So my prediction, right,
I'm
is
gonna-
use it just like Blink. If it's omnidirectional and you can go backwards, just hug a corner, and when you see the radar light up the correct way, do this backwards, and your camera will be facing forward when you phase through them.
I see. So use this as movement tech.
If that's
Yeah.
how it works, I don't know.
It could be.
I'm
you're
gonna
right, it could
assume
be an
this
Icarus
is.
dash.
I'm gonna assume this is camera aim, only because this is coded most likely like all of the other melee third-person abilities. Think of like shoulder charge and
Spectral
stuff.
isn't-
Yeah, you're right.
Spectral
You're
is
right,
not
Z.
the-
That's the most likely.
Well, this
You're
isn't
right.
a super. This is a melee.
You're right,
super.
but I mean, I know, but in Spectral, it's a hunter melee, technically a hunter melee, super
Both the
ability.
Strand
So
Yeah, but we
Super
have
and Spectral Blades are omnidirectional, but I agree with Z on
Yeah.
this one. It's probably
these
going to be
aren't
camera.
supers. These are
I
melee.
do have to
Maybe.
wonder too. Can you proc this in the air?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
you're
that's
just
some that's
asking,
some
yeah.
movement sauce for this class. And
I
with
do
think
Omni,
you
right?
could
Do you
see
still
that. I
get two
mean,
of them?
I highly doubt this is a one-hit kill in PvP, but I could see this being
No.
really annoying just by virtue of it being like, the old Titan thing of slide shotgun shoulder charge. I could see
describe
that
it,
happening
know-
here.
It's the anime version of running like your arms are out to the side like you're an airplane. Like, look, mom, I'm an airplane, but you're a void hunter and you slice through somebody.
It's a quick dash forward of a scissor slice.
It's
and you
very
pass the
cool
buttons.
looking. It
It
looks
is very
I can tell
cool
you-
looking.
I can tell you right now, this will not be a one hit because the melee stat exists. And Bungie, they're going to be like, oh, you want a one hit? Do 200 melee stat or something dumb like
I'm
that.
gonna be so real. This is just gonna do the same damage that a normal melee does. It already has
I
other
hope.
benefits to it. It doesn't need to do more than a normal melee.
Hope so. Does
But-
it have any effects that we can see when you hit something?
Not on
You got overshield.
It deals
that's
significantly
on
increased
kill.
damage to void debuff targets and targets marked by on the prowl. Generate void overshield for each combatant hit.
Yep.
Defeating at least one combatant grants additional overshield and refunds some melee energy.
So,
So there is potentially some pretty nasty shit you could do with that.
I have some things. I did say that whatever the aim assist strength on it, not like being able to move like omnidirectional aim it, but the aim assist strength. Like think of like shoulder charge and how much that shit curves. If it's aggressive, then think of Blade Fury when they're in super. Now that shit does U-turns.
I think this is
Here's
such
the-
a healthy addition to the game, though,
Yeah.
because it adds variety to Night Stalker. Even if it's not a better
Yeah.
choice, people are going to use it just because they're tired of smokes.
Yeah.
I will.
I'm
Here's
There's,
the
using
thing
it.
about
there's something else later on to bring up about smokes, and it's my reason of why this melee is a side grade and not an upgrade or a downgrade. It's just an option.
Oh, it's definitely worse.
I'm
It's worse
just
than smoke.
I'm just
I don't
glad
know
to
if
have
it's
something
worse.
because I mean,
I don't know if it's worse.
if we're being
is.
honest, like I think everyone here would agree, like Night Stalker has been stale for a minute. I mean, it makes the game at times playable, but it's kind of a boring class.
Fail and solved.
sure.
And I'm gonna really
Yeah.
go deep into this one here. Is the smoke is good because it's radar manip and it's AoE, and if you combine it with like Swordmaster or something, they do 10% less damage for walking through the cloud, not like just detonating it, walking through the lingering cloud, they lose 10% damage. So I think that's very good for a lot of game modes where I would always pick the smoke over this. But for LARPing and for fun and for 7th columns, this Void Melee looks amazing.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
if this is a movement tool, I will switch to this.
We've
But
been-
if I'm trying to win, I'm going to use a smoke.
To be fair, we've been smoking for like 10 plus years, so I'm like a new
you
melee
saying,
is
honey?
fine.
All right, gonna scroll down. Ability reworks, Trapper's Ambush. That's the hunter one that smoke slams to the ground. And I did use it the way that they're intending here previously.
This is a Halo 5 ground pound. For those
That's
who know.
exactly it. It's just a ground pound now.
Yep.
I mean, it's just Void Shadow Dive.
I mean, there's a
That-
reason, right?
that-
They decoupled the other part of this aspect and just made it intrinsic to all smokes. So that's why they like completely reworked
So-
Trapper's Ambush.
The
or
thing
whatever this is.
about Trapper's Ambush is that the one unhealthy part I think will not be fun for most people is that if you are fighting a Void Hunter, and do you know how there's wombo combo in the game to where if you throw in order grenade and melee, like it cancels the grenade animation, you can just throw the melee. You can do that and do grenade, melee, and dive, and then get devour from the Trapper's Ambush. That's the thing about it, is that if you get a kill, you get devour. That
Oh,
is
throwing the
literally
whole-
kitchen sink. Yes,
yeah, I was gonna
it's
say throwing the
kitchen
whole
sink.
kitchen sink.
Yes, the kitchen sink.
You're
That
right.
will kill. I'm gonna be so real that will kill. There's no way it doesn't kill.
Personally,
And-
this is a nerf to my playstyle with Void Hunter. I use this a lot.
Well, you use it
And-
because you use the second part of it, right, where you get camo on smoke. but
Correct.
they removed
It's a
that, and now
long
made it-
camo that you can refresh with a dodge afterwards.
Yeah.
exactly.
What's
The biggest-
something to
now
keep
they-
in mind though is that I don't really like I don't see many people using smokes like you do. Is one thing to keep in mind though.
Right, which is why I'm saying this shouldn't even have been hit. This not even the highest
Yeah.
pick rate. It's on the Prowl that's the highest pick rate right now, not Trapper's
Yeah.
Ambush,
Yeah.
which is maybe why they buffed it, I guess,
think
right?
that's
Like
why-
they think it's a buff, but this is a nerf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's the
I wonder if you could maybe do some weird wombo combo shit with this. Like maybe if there's a group, you pull them all together with a vortex nade and then just slam in the middle of them. or
Oh,
something.
definitely.
There's something
Yeah.
else that needs to be noted about this is that in the clip, whatever impact damage is doing, the way that Trapper's Ambush works now is that in opposite to the melee, this dive will do more damage if you have a void buff applied, so invis. And so in the clip, it does 1.5 times damage when they have a void buff or somewhere near there. Like, so for you playing Void Hunter, you're gonna have the ability to do way more damage with this like aspect. And
Chat's
whatever the
saying
AoE is,
Fighting Lion for the volatile, right? But if I'm getting super nerdy here, Fighting Lion has baked into it a melee delay. So after you shoot it, you cannot use a melee. Since this is tied to the class ability now, you might be able to just wombo combo people.
Mhm. It looks good. On the opposite end, from what Cammy's saying, at least in my playstyle, this is like a pretty good aspect to run. The only problem is that this is a 2 aspect compared to On the Prowl 3 aspect. And if you know anything about Void or fragments, I meant to say, that is a 2 fragment slot aspect compared to On the Prowl 3. And Void has very good aspects. Some of the aspects are fragments are so good that it's worth like picking a bad aspect to go an extra fragment. Like they're
Oh
that
yeah, I mean
I would agree.
one of the fragments is basically
Yeah.
just one-eyed mask. You know.
Yeah, so it's
You're right.
It's a good choice, and there's synergy that they have with other things to where if you're on Trapper's Ambush and you're on Vanishing Step, this will still make you go invisible on the dive. And I think they say it in this and that fucking paragraph on the bottom where smoke balls intrinsically will now make you invis. There's no ability, there's no anything tied to it. Throwing the smoke at your feet with no aspects will still make you invis now.
Question,
And
does this
so-
have potential to be like Shatter Dive level of pick rate
Yes.
if it's that effective?
Yes. I think
well, Shadow
at
Dive
least
is
in
like
my
this takes
well,
your class ability.
but
does it
you're
not?
on
It's the kill combo. I mean, like
Cla-
the old original, you throw the glacier, you slam down, guaranteed kill.
Yeah, well, I
I
mean, what
think
you're
this
doing,
will,
you're
because
AEing
you're-
people.
you could
and
throw a smoke ball
beating.
at your feet, be invisible, walk around like a rat, throw a grenade at somebody, and then dive down. Or you would lose your invis there, but like let's say you then have a void overshield instead, or anything else. Like it's gonna do a lot of damage, and then you get devour on a kill, right? And that's another void buff now that you're running around with it. Like it's a good option. Will it replace the ease of use of On the Prowl? No. Do I think there might be some like compiness to it? I think so. I don't think this is bad at all. At least in my playstyle. In Cam's playstyle, it's probably a nerf.
I'm super disappointed with this one. But it's okay because it's like we got radar manip armor sets, so that's good enough. Like we're back. The next topic is the maybe spiciest of this article, the Ward of
I
Dawn.
hate this
Don't even
so
spoil
much.
this one. I'm sorry, commuters. It's going to be quiet for 20 seconds for the people actually watching the video. Okay, that's good enough. Commuters, throws the bubble, picks it back
This is our
up in the
first
form of a
problem
ball,
child.
and then throws it again. And when it lands, it creates another bubble, and then it sucks everything into it.
This makes me unreasonably angry.
It looks fun as fuck. I'm not a
I
Titan,
just-
but I want to be a Titan just to do this.
This is our first problem child of this twab. Like with Twid. Fuck it. It's just like I
Yeah,
have
everyone says this looks cool until you're in a trials
It's-
match. you reach the zone and a Titan just throws a bubble on top of you and then
No,
just
I know I'm
runs
gonna
in with
be.
a
I know
glaive
I'm
and
gonna be
just kills
pissed,
you
but
all.
my God,
There's
I
no
have
there's
conditional
no
on, man, I'm
amount
fine.
of like optimism to anyone where they can look at this and say, yeah, this won't be a problem in PvP. Like everyone with like a working like anything can look at this and go like, oh, that's fucking broken. And you'd be right. You'd be right, bro.
I could see this making Void Titan unfortunately meta again.
So I
'Cause
was
how
in
the
the
fu- how the fuck do you
Conditional
fight this?
finality.
Yeah, well, I mean, even
Yeah.
then, like, how do you fight this? They throw a bubble on top of you.
It is
sucks
conditional,
you
though.
into it.
You're
There
locked in
needs-
here
there
with me.
needs-
And then the instant they enter that bubble, you are within glaive range.
There needs to be some other things brought up about this before we continue rambling, because
I want to
there's
say good
other
things about it.
there's other benefits that it is providing that they note on the bottom, which is this is my speculation part. I think there might be a throw limit of 2, but beside that, the ones we do know is that when you throw the bubble, it pulls enemies into it. When they get pulled in, they get weakened. When you're in the bubble, you have a melee damage buff that stacks with the aspect already. And then in classic Bungie fashion, they say other secret shit for you to discover. Like it's like a fucking Mickey Mouse, find my clues, bro. Fuck your clues. I don't want to fight this. I don't want to fight this, bro.
Oh, Bungie.
No,
Like,
this is
by the
gonna
way,
be.
Like,
It's
no.
fair to say. It's fair to say. By the way, someone did a size comparison. This bubble is 3 times the size of the modern day bubble currently in the game.
Oh,
It's
good.
ginormous.
I'm gonna be
It's just-
real. This is gonna be the shit that makes me Alta 4 in a Trials match.
Can you pick up
and
someone
then they-
else's bubble or only your own?
That
You're
would be
not-
so fucking funny.
Dude, if I see a warlock throwing a bubble, I'm leaving the game. Respectfully, I'm
Can't
closing the
throw my
tab.
teammate's
I'm with
bubble.
North, bro. I'm all at for
He'll
him.
pick
not
up the
playing.
opponent's bubble. Just like this is mine now. Like, what-
Oh yeah, that shit's going off the clip. Yes, yes.
This is unironically the type of shit that could make me quit Trials completely again. I haven't done that
it's
since I
not
want
going
to say
anywhere.
like the Lorentz meta or
I
something.
do
This-
want to
like
say
that.
some good stuff on this. Is for PvE LARPing, like they're eating good. This is one of those things where I've always wished that the Destiny sandbox was more separated, because think of this type of creation all for PvE for the LARPing. Like even Dawnblade with Well could do that same thing where you kind of combine both of the supers. Oh, I'm tired of using Well of Radiance. Picks the sword out of the ground and goes and flies away again. My people need me.
I'm
There's-
gonna
there's-
counter that and say this is the new strongholds. If you use this shit in PvE, you are going to get booted from fire teams.
Like the worst
I'm
part
just gonna
is,
throw it at my teammates as they fire a Gallahorn rocket. So it
Yeah,
blows
or
them up
there's gonna
every
be
time.
some-
That's I'm thinking
It'd
of
be
the
like
same
someone's
thing.
trying to like
this,
proc something and get like a snowball effect going, and then some dumbass Titan throws this in the middle of the enemies they need to kill. This will get you booted from LFGs,
You
and
want to
I won't
damage the
blame them for it.
boss?
There's
It's not on
the
my
biggest-
watch, bro.
the worst thing that I don't like about this is that they added a weak point in the middle of the bubble where the enemies can shoot the weak point if they're in the bubble.
Like a well.
But like, who the fuck is doing that?
So-
You're dead. You're
so
dead.
I'm shooting a well.
I was actually saying earlier that I thought there's a bright side to this. I was gonna like throw a sunbracer grenade into it, but that now that I think about it, that doesn't fucking matter. Is because even if we do that, they just take the bubble and throw it somewhere else.
And
Good
like,
luck, bro.
the
You're
wor-
being pulled into it first anyway.
the worst
Yeah.
the worst part about this is that in my head I'm like, oh, the bubble's bigger. That means Cerberus stocks go up. The motherfucker is gonna
Yeah.
pick up the bubble before he could shoot it. Like,
No,
fuck
no, no.
you.
And-
It just,
and you
oh
shoot him,
my
but here's the thing.
god. Oh my
Is health
god.
is health regen going to be tied to constantly throwing it? I don't think so. I think we're at the point where we have enough answers against bubbles, servers, conditional, where I don't see this being as an like the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm in the crew where I think this is kind of fun as fuck. And honestly, it's like the same thing. It's like, oh, you're not trapped in here. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with
That's how
me,
I feel about it,
motherfucker.
majority. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
like I can beat 'em.
Exactly. I can absolutely. I feel like I can too, and I feel like it's.
I think
it's gonna
there's
be
too many
fun.
options.
No,
There's just-
I think
if you use it.
this is going to make Trials the single worst PvP experience you can have in the game.
It is lock and key though. Like
Straight up.
you can't just use anything. It has to be conditional. It has to be Shadebinder. It has to be the new Stasis Grenade. You can't just run your comfort pick against 3 of these on the enemy team.
Yeah.
Cam, you're not realizing you're gonna get pulled in and immediately AA'd. You just lose.
100%.
And keep in mind too, again, this is like the instant you enter that bubble, you are also in glaive range, and they have a melee buff.
Like it's
So like
this
if I'm
isn't even
using this, the instant I throw that bubble, I'm swapping to
This
a
is Titan's
glaive,
only
and I'm just
extendo
sitting
lunge
inside of
too.
it.
It's tied to
This-
this.
this isn't
It
even
also
talking
weakens-
about like the fact that we're talking about this like throwing it at an objective. They throw this at you. They will be throwing this at you. Not no objective. You are fucked.
Third person
FUCK
pickup
dead.
too.
Let him
It's
throw it.
just
I'm
awful.
I'm ready.
How long
This-
is the weaken as well? Is it like if you destroy the bubble, are you still weakened? Like
Yes. Weaken is not the weaken is a cleansable debuff, but you know if you have a healing grenade, like
Question.
fuck,
The
bro.
Iron Banner armor set. Do you think that has any interaction with well, bubble, etc.?
what
Does
does
it
that
still
do
make
again?
orbs on creation?
That's true.
Does Crest still work with it? I have so many questions.
Just
It would make a third orb, would it
Oh,
not?
that's-
A bigger orb.
Test and see.
Well, let's see real quick.
So this
It's-
also procs weekend too, not just pulls you. in.
Oh,
Look how he's
they blurred out the name.
yeah. There's one other thing as well. I mean, you could see that's generating orbs on immediately because you could see a yellow text and a white text, so it's generating.
So
orbs
it's
as well.
generating orbs. Unfortunate.
But there's one last thing on this clip cam. I think this might be one of the secret things. Look at how long that shield throw is lasting for in the bubble, and then it's
yeah,
still
the
lingering
shields
after.
ricochet.
Look at how long that's going. Fuck you. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Y'all have fully convinced me on this. I do not feel confident anymore.
Yeah, I like.
just-
Yeah, I don't
I'm
either.
ready for it.
Dude, this,
You get pulled
this-
into the Captain America
this
Thunderdome.
Dude,
much. There's
I'm
too
going to
much.
say it again. It's not the shield. They're going to throw that shit at you and swap to a glaive. How do I
Yeah,
know?
it-
Because that's exactly what I'd fucking
All right.
do.
I'm gonna farm for this
I
clip.
finished
I'm
up.
gonna Antaeus word this bitch back. It's my bubble now.
Oh my God,
It's
imagine.
just-
Holy shit.
Sounds funny as fuck.
Okay. Have we said everything we need on this? Because I feel like we can go in
Yeah.
circles all day.
I could go
Yeah.
all day on this. This is awful. I
Okay.
hate
It's
this bubble.
terrible.
It's the first problem child for Ramble's sake. We're moving on.
Okay, this
This-
one is
this-
Warlock Broodweaver with the Mind Spun Invocation aspect. You charge up a Threadling grenade, and imagine stasis turrets in your head. It's just a nest of Threadlings.
Nothing burger.
Well,
Sorry.
Yeah, I think
I-
like
I
it'd be
annoying.
again
this
LARPing
is-
in PVE, and then this is going to be one of those things that you see in PvP where your teammate goes, "Trust me, bro," and then goes 0-5.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is absolutely a nerf.
Let them cook.
This is absolutely a nerf. The perched threadlings used to block shots when they get unperched. They would literally be, I'll save you, Mr. President, right in front of your shots or right in front of your bullets, blocking. And now they're no longer going to do that.
So
And
I
that's
have
funny,
a
didn't even
I
know
have
that
an
was-
opposite
Trust
take
me,
of this.
bro.
I have an opposite take of this. I don't think this is that bad. I think this is a buff from the perched threadlings, but I like Elite said, this is Strained Warlock. It's not bad in Crucible. It's not Void Warlock. I think it's still good, but like this is just another. It's not on the same level, but it's another strand turret. Like who's to say people are going to find setup spots
I-
for this? Like a
it's
strand,
pretty
like a
annoying,
stasis
yeah,
turret.
but-
I do think that if you're on straight bullshit, you can either find a place to throw it in the air to spawn them if that
Yeah.
works, or you can bounce it off of a wall to distract someone to move in. That's as far as it will
This-
go for them.
There's also
I-
other things where you could like set them around corners. I don't think it's that bad because like to the same like stasis turret is bad, but it's just this is just a worse
I-
stasis turret. It doesn't look bad, but there's just better
PvP,
options.
I don't care. PvE, I think this will be really fun since I think in PvE the fantasy of Strand Warlock is like Timu Summoner, right? And so
Summoner.
I think this could be cool in PvE, but PvP, I don't really care that much about it.
It's
I
getting
see the
it's
vision
one
in
of those things
PvP.
where I'm
Yeah.
just like, if I'm in a trials match and I see my teammate on this shit, I know we're losing.
Do the
It's
Threadlings
gimmicky.
track proximity or line of sight? Because if it's proximity, you could put it in some devious places that'll secure
Yeah.
power ammo for you by
I
not
see it's
letting them
being
grab it
annoying.
and stuff like that.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
The return of the lineups.
So that's
I
my
was actually
vision on
thinking
this.
of lineups
Is
too.
if you hit some lineups or it's proximity based, there's a lot of just being a thorn in someone's side in PvP. You're not trying to like damage them. You're trying to take their attention away from somewhere you need to be.
It's
Yeah.
a fourth body, basically.
I will say
Exactly.
my outlook on stasis turrets and possibly these things too, but completely changed when I first discovered I could just put on Ace and get Mori for free off of it.
I
I
like
do
that
think
trade-off. I love that balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kill clip also procs on
yeah.
the turret.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
wonder
say kill clip might be an option that you can kill this, which is against it, but I don't think this is bad. I think this is gimmicky though. Here's our second problem child.
Yeah, I'm sorry, commuters. You probably like are in a good
Can
mood
we-
today. You're like,
I'm gonna
they're
be real.
overreacting. A bubble throwing, that's not that big of a deal. Well, wait.
Cam, do you want to cover this later on, or do you want to cover this with the exotic changes down below? Because I think these are hand in hand.
They're hand in hand. We can skip and go back.
I would say we could bring up the exotics later with this.
Do we want to talk about the shards first or the exotics?
I want to talk about both. They're hand in hand.
Then
with
let's
the
just do it in
stasis
order.
changes. Okay.
My bad. Okay, so
No, you're good.
shatter shards. These are stasis harvest aspects. All stasis I'm reading it verbatim. All stasis subclasses now create shatter shards intrinsically. Shatter shards are created when a stasis guardian shatters a stasis crystal or a frozen enemy, or when they defeat a slowed or frozen enemy. Harvest aspects. They give you frost armor when you pick up a shatter shard. While you have frost armor, defeating an enemy with a stasis or kinetic weapon has a chance to shatter the enemy, dealing damage around the shattered enemy. While you have frost armor, taking damage now grants ability energy. Titan gets melee, Warlock gets grenade, and Hunter gets class ability energy, and they reduce the fragment slots from 3 to 2. Finally, frost armor. The stacks now melt off one at a time instead of all at once, and each stack now gives slightly more damage resistance. And they give us a value here, but just keep in mind in PvP it's going to be different than that. So they say the damage resistance at 5 stacks is increased by 31% to 35%.
Yeah, as God's strongest stasis hater, I fucking hate this shit.
Northern, I
everything
believe
about
you scribed down the like private match values before this update's even in effect. Do you mind sharing that?
Mm,
Yeah, so we initially tested this because with these changes, and you'll see some more of this when we get to some of the exotic changes, but basically every stasis class in the game has a relatively easy way to get frost armor now. And so frost armor times 8, which again, this frost armor, the max stacks will be going down to 7, but they will maintain the max effectiveness that you would have had if you still had 8. That by itself will turn a 143 tap into a 4 tap, even if the 140 has precision instrument. That is also the same with even just frost armor times 5. If you include slice in there, meaning you have frost armor and then you proc slice on someone, with a PI 120, it turns it into a 4 tap. And with a normal 140 hand cannon with that combo, you're looking at a 5 tap. And we did test this in private matches.
And it gets even more extreme with the Swordmaster armor and whatnot, with the damage resistance, explosions and stuff. So it can get crazier, but at least like slice plus full stacks of frost armor is way more realistic. And this is before the buff. Even if they buff it by 1% or something, this is before the buff.
Stasis it's going to be one of the most broken subclasses in the game.
If
And
you've
now-
ever fought a behemoth titan, prepare
Mhm.
for that on Stasis Hunter and Stasis Warlock as well. Maybe not to the same degree,
Yeah.
but everyone will now be able to just throw a grenade, shoot the crystals, you start getting energy ability back, and then pick up the shards for times 7 rhyme. It's the rhyme is being lowered from 8 to 7, but we'll still maintain the same DR. Everyone will be able to do that now. Except now, when you shoot a warlock, they're gonna get grenade energy back. When you shoot a hunter, they'll get class ability back. And then when you shoot a titan, they're gonna have their fucking zoom punch back even faster.
I'm
as
going
they
to
do
Currently in the
already.
game, this doesn't do much. Like I've tested this, it's not that much taken off.
what
That's
doesn't
why
take
I'm gonna
off?
be living in Arena Collision.
It's
I'm gonna be real, like especially when I see like when you stack it with slice and that sort of thing, like turning a precision instrument 120 into a 4-tap is wild.
There's
Okay,
there's
so
I'm
one
kind of
last
looking at
hold on.
that.
There's one last thing that we need to mention is that frost armor doesn't fall off all at once now. It'll fall off
Yeah.
one stack at a time. So it'll go 7, 6, 5,
Yeah.
4, 3,
So it
2,
lasts a
1.
while essentially.
High DR.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
and
if-
even with
If you have 5 stacks, it's 25 seconds. If you have rhyme on, it's like 35 seconds.
yeah,
and
I'm
those
looking at
motions-
this, and no joke, I'm thinking like this to me looks extreme enough that I'm looking at Bungie and I'm like, y'all just need to turn that shit off in Crucible and just leave it off.
Mhm.
I do want to bring up some of the armor and the one of the exotics, if you don't mind, Cam.
Sure. Yeah.
There-
Jump ahead.
There is in this TWID on one of the armor sets that they previewed.
I have it right here.
The-
It's the Krista Cream
yeah.
armor set.
Okay. Nothing on
the-
screen. You're gonna have to listen.
Yeah. The Europa armor set, the 4-piece bonus is when you're out of combat, you will build up frost armor stacks. So then
For free.
when you spawn for free, there's on any subclass. So when you spawn in, you'll run around and you'll most likely get 5 stacks before you even get into a gunfight. And each stack will fall off one at a time. It's not all at once.
Well, you
And
don't
so
know if it's
when
you
you're
don't know if
out of
it's capped
combat,
or not.
it's
It
not
might
going to
cap
be
at
capped.
3.
There's no way.
It might be capped at 3, like for
Yeah.
the 4-piece. I mean,
Either way, if it is full 5
Good.
stacks, that's crazy. The second thing is Frosties.
I was actually trying to
Frosties?
bring
I'm
that
gonna
up
scroll to that.
this entire time.
Frosties, I would scroll this. Frosties, when you sprint, probably we don't know if it's gonna get its old perk back, but they say it's supposed to be a buff, so I'm assuming it's getting its buff, its previous current ability back along with this. You gain frost armor stacks while sprinting. I don't even think this is stasis locked.
Yeah.
And when you have, I'm praying to God the second part doesn't work in Crucible. When
It
you
will.
have frost armor, your stasis weapons will deal increased damage. This
Yeah.
it
is
absolutely will.
This is disgusting.
Time.
yeah. You, I can't wait for a Invis Hunter to be sprinting around while Invis and he comes out with frost armor.
Yeah.
I want to make a distinction
oh.
between the frost armor harvest is not the same on all 3 characters. It's easiest on Hunter now because all they got to do is run. Titan gets to refund its own melee by using its melee, and Warlock it's the only one that has to commit to using an ability or hitting an ability. It's the only one. It doesn't get it for
or
free.
using an exotic, but that's also an exotic slot.
Right, so Warlock is the one that just doesn't get to farm this as hard, but as someone who's played Shadebinder with Stag, believe me, you are still 1v3ing a team and being a tank.
Mhm.
It's still going to hit pretty
Absolutely.
hard.
I
It's just
will-
not going to
I
be as
will-
opening gunfight easy as Titan and Hunter.
I will say this on the upside for Stasis Warlock, that aspect is going to stack with Whisper of Torment. So if you get shot in PvE, you're going to get like 25% of your grenade back, dude.
Well, I mean, isn't Torment kind of? I mean, I think
No,
Cam, you did
it's
testing.
great.
I was
Torment's
telling you,
that
it's
good.
not that impactful. It's not worth the fragment in PvP. Now,
well,
if you're with a behemoth team
but
and you have
maybe it's
frost armor up
stacking it.
24/7, it's a little bit different. But without frost armor, it's just not worth it.
there is one thing I guess to consider on this, which is the removing the healing whenever you pick up like a stasis shard, but like whatever, bro. Like the trade-offs to this
That is something
not
for triple
trade-offs, these are
behemoths,
buffs.
but I think they're
Well,
eating good
yeah.
with the armor sets and the changes to this and whatnot. I think they're eating good.
Here's
I
the
also
thing
wanna
that I think
clarify-
needs to be kept in mind too,
Go ahead.
is just that, again, keeping in mind, we don't know how much support we're getting after June 9th, right? Stasis is probably the least fun subclass to play against in PvP. Because
Yeah.
it's just, you're constantly getting slowed or frozen or whatever. If, like, I'm very much of the opinion Stasis was bad for PvP. If
to add on,
this is something that makes Stasis commonplace, PvP is gonna suck ass forever.
to add on, and sorry to interrupt, but to add on to that too, is we've been dealing with this shit, like what we're talking about now, in our lobbies, we've been dealing with it for the past like 3 or 4 years, right? Like specifically on Titan, where they just stack insane amounts of DR and you just get absolutely new. Like, we've been dealing with it. Our issue is now it's better and way easier to proc, and all classes can do it.
It's like the plus 40 barricades, but on every class.
It's the lock and
Exactly.
key thing. That build is so potent that if you don't have a counter build, you're not even playing the same game. Might as well just go to orbit.
Yeah.
You will get
Welcome back,
sliced. They will get
Halo
DR.
kinetic hand cannons.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're going to get to that point in the game where, like, everything, lock and key, everything has a solution. I mean, we sort of do already have those solutions. It's just to see, like, what weapons we get with this update and, like, what are the new keys, essentially.
That's why I'm like, this I think needs to be basically nerfed into the ground within the first like couple of weeks, because I promise you, if stasis becomes like a common pick again, PvP is dead in a month. It is the single most unfun subclass to play against.
Do you think they'll still do like balance patches occasionally though?
We don't know. They just
We
said
don't
that.
We don't know.
We can only hope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just
we don't
said
know.
if you run into issues after June 9th to continue letting them know.
Okay, I don't want the viewers at home to think we're overhating on stasis right here, because we're about to read the ability balance changes and we're about to hate on Dawnblade. I'm just saying, it's about to happen.
I
love Dawnblade.
They did not. I read that at work, and I'm like, why did they do that? What?
PvE, guys.
Before
PvE.
we get off the stasis,
okay.
Before we get off the stasis real quick, you said the solution was a time payload 180 hand cannon, right?
It used to be, yeah. You play stasis to use a rending 180 hand cannon with timed payload, and yeah, it just instantly destroys their fortress. You use their own crystals against them.
And that hand cannon is going to be a Cosmodrone weapon, as we've seen in the screenshot. I just want to put it out there for anyone who's dealing with that type of shit.
There's a lot of other things in the sandbox that are clever, but what you're going to find is when you lose to a triple behemoth team, you're not losing to a great triple behemoth team a lot of the time. It's a very, very strong build. There's a big difference between a bad team of behemoths and the best team of behemoths. The shit that you use to beat the bad team is not the shit you use to beat the good team. So I'll just leave it there.
Fair.
Let's go with Warlock Dawnblade. Heat Rises aspect. While Heat Rises is active, it now reduces the accuracy of combat. No, we're not reading that. That's PvE. This is the important one. Heat Rises no longer decreases the initial burst of speed provided by activating Burst Glide. And the thing is, every Warlock in PvP runs Burst Glide. There are a couple exceptions on both console and PC land. If you had Strafe Glide on and you eat the grenade, you go fast as fuck. And that is what's going to happen in the future, but with the more popular glide. So this is a crazy addition to me.
And keep in mind, I mean, again, like, Dawnblade was still like from neutral, right? I'm not including things like Strand Hunter where you have like grapple grenades and shit, right? Just from neutral, Dawnblade was already like the fastest class in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Dawnblade's always a top pick, especially for getting around the map. It's so quick.
Now they're incentivizing you to use Icarus Dash even more, and then that Heat Rises change is
you get more fragments with Icarus Dash from 2 to 3.
I don't know why
I
don't know what they were cooking with that. They shouldn't have did that at all. And I play Warlock; it's my main class, but this was a bad idea. They should not.
I had a lot of concerns with this.
I nearly had a Z moment the other day because I heard someone call Dawnblade off meta.
I want to, on that note too, I want to welcome all PC players to console land. Well, you'll run into probably one float lock in 10 or 15 games.
That's true. That's true. It's very common on MNK. It's not common on console. Okay, so my biggest concern here is these maps are not big enough right now for this level of speed. And you'll see what I'm talking about whenever Iron Banner rolls around. Having to run Strafe Glide to get that speed was just not worth it to a lot of players. Now that you can get it on Burst Glide, they're going to be eating that grenade and you're going to get spawn killed. Then they're going to drop to the floor, double Icarus Dash, and kill you again by the time you're spawning up on a different side of the map on some obscure scout rifle angle. They're just not going to be able to do anything.
They get to have another fragment on like the second best fragment class. They get to have a fifth one 4 wasn't enough, bro. Nepo
it-
class,
it-
bro. Give me more. I'm so fucking hungry. Give me another fragment to eat, bro. Fuck you.
Z.
How many of those classes have you called that?
3, bro. 3. They're all warlock.
Wait, whoa. What'd you say fuck us for?
Just-
What,
just
you didn't
fuck
ask,
you for-
I didn't ask for this.
Oh man, I'm so hungry. I need 3 burgers. Oh.
It's like that Family Guy meme with him eating all the food.
Man's
Oh my
hungry.
god, dude.
In the one drop.
My steak's too juicy. Oh no, man.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The buttery steak is at the bottom. We're coming for you next.
One more question on this one. One more question. The primary off radar armor set, do you think that removes the heat rises radar indicator? Because that would be even crazier in 6s.
That would.
No,
Uh,
I believe jumping was not included.
Okay.
to be determined. We have to test and see.
We'll have to test it, but that is a fear because it's like if you don't even get that indicator, it's chalked. You're just getting spawn killed from now on.
Jade Rabbit is getting buff.
I'm gonna try to rapid fire these. These ones we're probably not gonna talk for 10 minutes on. Stormcaller Chain Lightning now has 2 charges, which makes sense with Lightning Surge, and then Lightning Surge is getting extra fragment slot from 2 to 3.
for arc. I don't think it's for.
If I had to talk about that one really quick, I don't think they should have did Lightning Surge. I think they should have just gave that aspect slot to something else like Arc Soul or even Ionic Sentry, or even like the one I forgot the one where you make Ionic Traces. I forgot what that's called, but
I'm gonna summarize this one. We were already dealing with this on Prismatic. Now that Stormcaller has it, Stormcaller is almost an option again.
Yeah, I was about to say no one is using Arc Warlock, and the only thing Arc Warlock had is on Prism. So, and Prism's way more fun in my opinion than Arc Warlock.
Prism still
That's
has the
why I think they
combos and Devour, so it's still like it's hard
Exactly.
to
It's
hard
better,
to do
I think.
Stormcaller.
That's exactly why I think they shouldn't have did it for Lightning Surge and did it for something else, is because like you could still do that on Prismatic anyways. It doesn't really change anything.
I
gonna
see
throw
what you're
something.
cooking.
I'm gonna throw something after this next one.
Okay, y'all ready to get angry here?
I'm
Damn,
already
you
angry.
Physically throw
Check
something.
your
Yeah.
blood pressure medication.
Before-
Voidwalker.
I'm always angry.
Voidwalker, Child of the Old Gods. Now suppress. No, that's PvE. Increases the child's max speed and acceleration by 100%. And then increase the fragment slots from 2 to 3. And I know I just read that on all these other classes, but on Void, that is a huge buff.
Yeah.
Why?
Personally, I didn't think
What
it
were
needed
they?
it. I really didn't. And again, I love the class. I think it's already pretty strong. I don't think it was necessary, like at all.
This had to have been a PvE change. It just doesn't make sense that it would also affect PvP. Like
it
increase
just-
the damage against combatants. Don't make it twice as fast. So I have to now never mind. Get
There's just-
Void Soul fast.
There was just no like thinking cap like used when doing this, bro. Like the suppressed combat thing, like we can ignore that Kim says PvE, but like Cam brought up a good point with the acceleration. It's kind of like a buff nerf because it's delayed. It doesn't hit you when you're trying to like regen health.
Yeah, I want to
Like, at
explain
this-
that. Like, it could go
Do that
either
first,
way
do
in
that
combat.
first.
Like, sometimes it getting to you fast is a bad thing, but other times it gets to you fast and the opponent can't even follow up their own kill. So you just break the Child of the Old Gods way faster. Whereas if it traveled slow, they would be able to follow up their own Child of the Old Gods. So it's just always situational. So on paper, this does look like shit, but in practice, it might be okay.
I think it tilts more of a
The
buff.
the fragment slot is just like I said before. This is the best fragment subclass in the game or element. The fragment slots are huge, and now you have
And Void,
5 of them. I'm
Personally-
so hungry for a third fucking burger, bro. Like now they just get to run the revenge fragment for free. They don't lose anything.
Yeah,
You get
I
a
don't
free
get it.
food.
I'm gonna be
Personally-
real. I don't like in PvP. I don't think any of the Void classes needed any kind of buff.
Personally, if they were gonna give a 3
I agree
fragment
with
slot
Mark.
to anything, I thought it should have been Soul Siphon, but they didn't. So
They could have said reduced fragment slots from 2 to 1, and I would have been like, yeah, that's fair.
That's a
Where
fair
are
shake.
the nerfs?
I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have
Just-
cared.
Where are the nerfs? There's no nerfs.
It feels like one step forward, 5 steps back.
10
5 is the
steps.
5 fragment slots they fucking get, bro. Fuck you.
For
Okay, hold
context-
on. Now,
for
to be fair,
context
y'all
on
are also
fragments.
getting fragment slots. Come on now, man.
On the fragments
Bro.
here, on the fragments here. We already talked about the one that's like one-eyed mask over shield for winning a gunfight. There's another that I call the pinata one. If you kill a weakened
Harvest?
target, which that's what Child of the Old Gods do, it drops an orb and a breach, and you pick those up.
Yeah.
You either get Devour from the orb or the breach, and then you get class ability energy back for the breach. So
And to add on, that I think that one's called Harvest. You do that with Astrocyte, that also procs Volatile, and they also are void pinatas every time you make
the
a Volatile.
Astrocyte is
And they buffed
diabolical.
Astrocyte.
We'll talk about
They
later.
gave it
We'll talk
Icarus
about it
back.
later, bro.
Yeah.
No, later.
I'm angry.
Subtle foreshadowing. Just know that there's more burgers to feed Void Warlock, bro. It's still not fed enough. It's still not fed enough, bro.
all right, here's
Exotic.
just like a
One of
little
them.
appetizer is the Nova Bomb Cataclysm. Allied projectiles now pass through it. That's more of a PvE change, but it definitely happened
Good
in
change.
PvP to me.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
Definitely, really, really good change. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna end a segment here, and we're gonna take a deep breath and try to normalize here because we're getting really tilted on Void. So now we gotta have the energy just all the way down. We gotta do this like that one police department with the Legos. So Shadebinder, Frost Pulse. No, I'm not talking like this. We could be normal again. Now grants 5 stacks of frost armor if this ability freezes a target. Increase fragment slots from 2 to 3.
Okay,
I love
again,
this.
I'm
Anyway.
so fucking happy. I fucking love this, dude. I'm so fucking happy that the one class in the game with the hug of fucking death got a buff.
One of the
The
best
worst-
aspects in the entire game for PvP, yeah.
Every time.
I'm gonna quote
Every-
Z burgers, bro. We're
Bro,
getting
every-
these burgers.
Every time, bro. Every single time I see the words 2 to 3, they're hungry, bro. These hungry, greedy fucks, bro. It
Are you referring to Shadebinders?
I'm gonna be so real. I don't mind, despite I don't mind Shadebinders much. The aspects on Stasis are worse than Void. Does that mean they're bad? No, they're worse. They're just a lot more fair to deal with, and getting a third aspect, or in this case a fifth one, isn't that bad. And with the previous buffs to Stasis, it will definitely get out of hand. But this isn't as bad as the earlier things. Oh,
If I didn't read all that
this
other
is fine.
stasis shit,
I think this is fine.
I would read this and I'd be like, that's a really strong ability. That's like actually a build, but it's all in one now. You used to have 2 aspects to get that effect, but now it's just baked in the Frost Pulse and you can stack it with Stag and shit like that. Like, I would have read this and been like, that's incredible. But then you scroll up a little bit or scroll down and read Frosties, read Triple Behemoth Farming, and you're like, it's okay, I guess.
I still think though, Cam, that Shaybinder is going to be like outstanding, like the one man army build it's always been.
It's
and
always
they
gonna
just
be
made it better
valid.
with Shaybinder.
It's
I mean,
always
with
going to
the
be
Frost
valid.
Pulse.
It's that class that
Yeah.
you can watch a
Game
mod back
cost.
and actually have a decent answer, but it's also one of the most infuriating things to die to just like a lucky random ass ability spam. Granted, they might lose the match for burning everything if it doesn't matter, but it still sucks in the moment, so I feel why people hate it. Okay,
And they
anyway,
are reducing the
Broodweaver's
ability
next.
regen.
There's a PvE change, I think. The Wanderer, Threadling Final Blows now reduce your Tangle cooldown by 1 second. I mean, unless you're getting a 7th column in PvP with that. But realistically, you're not even running this shit anymore because of the other strand buffs that you would probably take, the Threadling Hive, whatever it's called.
You're only
Yeah.
if you ever do use Wanderer in PvP, it's for one thing and one thing only, and it's to throw a strand tangle, grapple to it, suspend them, and then kill them with that with Threadlings. That's it.
It travels straight instead of on an arc. So for giant maps, yeah, the Wanderer is kind of funny.
I've done it before. I think I still have clips where I've like launched it at people and killed them with the tangle, and because the tangle hits them and then the melee hits them and then Threadlings hit them, so that's just a kill.
For sure. It sounds like it would lead to some fun clips, perhaps. Or at least PvE
Yeah.
builds. Like, I know that this is going to be one on my YouTube feed. I'm going to just rant here for a second. I hate that I can't separate the YouTube feed from PvE and PvP because I feel like I get hella clickbaited, and I know the PvE players feel the same way in PvP. I'll see a thumbnail that's like, this Wanderer build is insanity. And then I'm going to click on it. It's going to be PvE every time. But there's that 1% hope that it's going to be PvP for me. And I click it anyway like an idiot.
Yeah, I've had a build where I use the Wanderer and it's fun, but like competitive, not really. No.
Someone needs to start rage baiting you, Cam, by having Crucible gameplay at the start and then transitioning into PvE.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's how I feel about Strand in general. If you're playing to be annoying and make the game miserable for your opponents, you're on Strand Warlock. If you're playing to win, you're on Strand Hunter.
Hey, Strand
I thought you were
Warlock
gonna
with
say
that glaive
Dawnblade,
is
I'm not
pretty
gonna lie.
crazy. And by
Yeah.
the way, those glaives aren't getting changed. I guess this is a real rant now, not just a side tangent. Yeah, those glaives are problematic with the 190 melee.
Unrelated, Z changes his name to Burger Man. Oh my god, dude.
I didn't. Wait, who the fuck did this?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's
It was
definitely
definitely-
Echo.
It was either Echo or
Jingleheimer.
Jingle. It was one of them.
I'm so hungry, bro. I'm so fucking greedy. I need a third Essex slot, bro. Please, Bungie, provide me.
Speaking
Yeah,
of which,
give
how
it you
about this next Void stuff?
Okay, Sentinel, offensive bulwark. While a player has a void overshield, final blows now grant melee energy. I'll just read them all. Unbreakable. Final blows with Unbreakable's blast now grant devour. Slightly increase the size of Unbreakable's blast. Bastion aspect. Increase fragment slots from 2 to 3. Oh, there he goes again. And
What?
shield bash melee. Increase damage.
Burgers,
No, that's
bro.
PvE.
Listen, I don't really care about most of the other shit, but fucking Bastion, man, why?
I'm
Is it
telling
Bastion
Shit
you,
has
the
been
you could,
broken for
you
4
could-
fucking years. What are we
you
doing?
can
Yeah,
go
Bastion's the
through
one
this
that's the most, right?
entire ability change, and you could just control F2 to 3. Every single one is a fucking burger change, bro. Every single one. Every
Alright,
single
someone do the
fragment
math.
2 to 3 is just a burger change.
Someone do the math. What is effectively more health? Having the frost armor or Bastion? Like in a pinch. What do you think matters more?
Honestly, I forgot what Bastion does. It's been
That's
Bastion's
Void
a plus
Overkill,
40
no?
barricades.
Yeah,
I will
Oh,
tell
Void
you,
yeah.
if I'm getting like real nerd emoji here, there is a difference between Overshield and Frost Armor. Like, for example, if you get scorched by a Solar Warlock, which is very annoying in its own sense and probably worth a conversation, it means less against a Void Overshield, and it means more against Frost Armor, just to chip away health like that.
Yeah, because you could regen with an overshield. Like if you're
Correct.
scorched, yeah, you could still health regen, but have your overshield be decaying from the scorch. I think I think I might go overshield just because of that.
The answer, by the way, is Overshield.
Well, I was going to say
Effective
the
health.
answer is both, man. Maybe it's not triple behemoth anymore. Maybe they have one
Yeah.
void friend to throw a
I mean,
bubble.
Hey, Cam, do you want to know a fucking secret? Do you know that 4-piece set? What if you just had Frost Armor and Void Overshield? Yeah.
Oh, true.
Oh,
oh god,
Yeah.
PvP is gonna be the.
I'm
hell.
telling you, dude, it's just DR. Like,
I think it comes down to, in an emergency, the plus 40 is better. But I think that with the changes, Frost Armor just has a way higher uptime.
Right, I think so too.
It's going to be season of the unkillable players. For real.
Yeah.
This is going to be wild. Okay,
me
Striker
won my
Titan.
fucking. Never mind.
Oh my god, this is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We're halfway through the article. And it's still every single one of these is just a clickbait title in a different era of Destiny. But they're all in the same document. Striker,
Dude,
Thruster, class ability, can now be activated while airborne.
Yeah.
Yay,
Cool.
Twilight
Let's
Bears
talk about that
fans,
one,
get
then
it back.
we already read the
Just-
other one last week. It was knockout no
Honestly-
longer grants increased lunge range, and we're very happy about that.
We were
Yeah.
like jumping out of our chairs, like clapping like a fucking sports fan, bro. Look at the
Like the
rest of
fuck-
this bullshit.
Okay, I'll read the rest.
Honestly-
Touch of Thunder, Lightning Grenade now grants 5 stacks of bolt charge per hit. Flashbang now explodes on initial bounce in addition to its existing detonation. And then Storm Grenade increased the duration by 0.5 seconds. Increased maximum tracking speed. This combats PvE. Increased time to reach max tracking speed by 25%. I think that's a nerf, right? If it's slower, whatever. Like, no one's using Storm Grenade anyway right now. And then
I don't like the lightning grenade buff. I feel like
PvE.
that chunks hard enough. Is that PvE only?
No, I was reading the last one.
no.
Seismic Strike is
Oh,
a
okay.
PvE change. Okay, so now you're set on Lightning Grenade.
Yeah, I don't like the lightning grenade buff. I feel like it chunks hard enough as is.
If
There's-
you had
There's another change later on, I'm pretty sure as well. Oh,
if you
honest, I
take-
will bring it up. I will bring it up right now. Lightning Grenade is getting a 25% increased damage. I don't know if that's against combatants, but they did not say combatants. So
I really? I hope that's not against players. It's pretty fucking powerful
it
already.
doesn't say combatants. That I will bring it up
yeah.
now only because it's relevant. It does not say combatants on a 25% increase thing.
I can say now that if this grenade, like, say, like, there's like a room of like 2 or 3 people, and that lightning grenade hits like both of them, what if they just get bolt charged and that's an insta kill? That's what I'm thinking.
Just going off at one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Bolt charge is gonna like go off as you hit 2 people and they die, they perish, they get zapped.
It's
like
an anti-grouping grenade now.
Yeah, I mean, you would
kind
think
of
pulse
skipped
grenade is for
over
that, though.
thruster could be
Welcome back,
activated while
Arcweb.
airborne. Hold up. Like,
Yeah,
let's
well,
talk about
that's
that one.
good,
Hey.
Hold up.
It's still worse than Icarus Dash.
Yeah. What I will say though is somebody did bring this up in chat. Somebody brought up Loopy in midair. That is quite interesting.
Ew.
Mid-air alpha loopy.
All of the there's not many, but all of the like things that do work with thruster can now work in midair. Somebody else I know at some point brought up Lion Rampants. So there's also
That's what I
that,
was saying.
which
I kind of want to use
Lion-
that with last word and
keep
float
in
around.
mind they removed the
Thruster.
hip fire restriction on Lion Rampants. You can just aim down sights in midair with full AE benefits. So there's a lot of play here. It's definitely not a
It has a lot more
nothing change. It's
moves.
huge.
I don't know if it moves the needle that much on competitiveness, but it has a toolbox now with this. And I'm going to give you an example. The ballistic slam, now you can just choose not to commit to it and thruster away, which is huge. Like, you don't understand how much that improves your KD in the game, because you can now fish for more dangerous situations that you can yield like a 3-team wipe with Syntheseps and stuff, or Dune Martyrs. Now that you have thruster in the air, you can live for getting overzealous. So while it's still not Dawnblade, it's still a really big buff.
It's good.
It's good. It didn't need it, but you know.
Imagine a
Here we
Titan
are.
jumping at you with a shotgun, and you're gunning them, and then they have Alpha Lupian, so they just thruster at you
That's
and
where
get
my
their
head
health
goes
back. Yeah,
every
and
time I read
immediately
this.
close distance and just shotgun you.
It's all I could think about is just like, all right, another way to die to special ammo. Awesome.
This is the ape's best friend.
They got what
Can
they
we
wanted.
move on
They
to
got like
Sunbreaker?
They got like
Yes.
yeah.
Just
Oh,
skip
there's PvE.
Gunbreaker. Skip
So
it. Skip
skip
it.
in Behemoth.
Skip.
Yeah, this is PvE.
We read this one last week. This was Diamond Lance reduced the freeze detonation, and I believe that was to maybe combat Cadmus Ridge.
Mm.
Cadmus
Then
Ridge
Cryoclasm,
is later.
sliding away at Frost Armor, launches a stasis wave that shatters stasis crystals and frozen enemies in front of you. That sounds crazy
That
good.
seems very good.
I will say this. I highly doubt this is just for shattering stasis crystals.
And now
Frost Armor is
Glacial-
definitely becoming way more accessible.
Glacial Quick Super now deals additional damage in the area in front of the Titan, which is fucking crazy for PvP because it was already the way to do it, is build the Ice Fortress, and now if somebody dares to stop you, they just die.
Well, it's wild too, because I mean, I think for PvP, Glacial Quake is the best super for Titan.
I know this isn't what we're talking about. I do still want to bring it up. This is, to me, one of those things where it's just such a strong disconnect, because even for PvE, this was the highest damaging super in the game if you're actually able to be next to the boss. So, like, there's just a disconnect on both PvP and PvE with this one. Like, what's the point of this? This isn't the light attack, this is the heavy attack. So, whatever, man. Ooh,
I already
It-
know
it
I'm gonna see
exists now.
somebody with Cryoclasm and with what's the one that reflects? I already said it once. The sliding boots.
Oh god,
Antaeus
and-
Swords.
Antaeus
Antaeus
Swords.
Swords. There you
I
go.
forgot
It's on the
the
tip of
name
my
of it.
tongue.
Damn.
Yeah, I can already see that.
The uppercut melee would synergize with it too.
Yep. Behemoth, it sounds great in a team of 3, and it also sounds great solo. It's eating really good in this patch.
You're just able, even without, because you're able now to just generate stasis crystals for your teammate without being on Tectonic Harvest, which means you could go Cryoclasm and the fucking the slide melee thing, and then still generate
Howl of the
crystals
Storm,
for your
yeah.
teammates. There's it somehow Behemoth Titan is an even more team player. It's just Okay.
They've got the 4th burger.
We move on to Strand Titan.
The burgers, bro.
Stranger's Lash. Defeating elementally debuffed targets now grants class ability energy. Increase fragment slots from 2 to 3. The suspending wave's impact damage now scales with your class stat when your class is above 100.
I think that very first line is something like from an exotic. I don't know why they gave it that buff, honestly.
I'm fine with this.
I am not.
I know. This is no one's using this in PvP. This is a purely PvE change. I'm
Well, you'd be
completely fine with
surprised.
this.
You'd be surprised. man.
Berserker doesn't need PvE buffs, but like whatever, bro. Like
This is the
everything.
I
same
do
read
feel
to
like
me
feel
as-
like usually when you run into Drangers, it's going to be on Priz.
Yes, it is.
Is
It's
it?
going to be the class item too.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, this isn't the fucking slide thing. Oh, this is the
This is
shootout
barricade with the
lashes.
Pokeball capture mechanic. Yeah, from
Yeah, I still kind of don't care for this. Then I'm gonna be so.
Hold
real.
on though, hold on.
I
I,
mean,
read this and it's just like Shadebinder. In like isolation in a different article, I'd be like, wow, that's a pretty impactful buff to this. But after reading everything else, this like doesn't even do anything.
The
Well,
6th
the thing-
burger wasn't filling.
I mean, part of it too is that like, unless you're doing some like, really trolly shit, right? Like Banner of War Glaive, Strand Titan's like overall kit is still just so bad in PvP.
The Twitch chat's cooking. They're saying use this on Thruster on Prism and you get the class ability back faster for using Drenger on Thruster. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Ew.
All right, I redact what I already said. This is a buff. Okay, moving on to Hunter, Night Stalker on the Prowl. In addition to acquiring a target when you become invisible, will now also passively acquire a
PvE.
target. PvE. Okay, moving on.
You had me in the first
PvE.
half.
All right, we're going to Gunslinger. Thank you, Z.
I got really scared.
Yeah, I got scared too while reading it. It's a suspense novel.
I mean, the
Acrobat's
first half.
dodge
Yeah,
can be activated while airborne. I'm going to read that again. Acrobat's dodge on Gunslinger can be activated while airborne.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Before I read that, I thought they could always do it, but then I remembered they just jump in the air instead.
Yeah, it's kind of
Slam.
whatever. It's not.
Nah,
It's
that's
not-
real. It's as impactful or even more impactful than Thruster.
It's
'Cause-
well, and there's this thing about it is that this is the radiant dodge, and it's really hard to justify losing Gambler's dodge, but also the fact that this isn't Phoenix dive. It's still a really good neutral change. It's just that there
Doesn't
is
this-
a lot of giveaway for this.
Doesn't this enable the triple golden gun shot midair?
yeah, probably.
No. Honestly, I think the golden gun thing will override it. I think you'll just get the radiant
Oh
in midair.
wait,
Yeah,
Because
what
you
Z
have-
said.
You
I
have
forgot.
to be able to like be in the air because there's a completely different animation on the crack shot, which is what that aspect's
Yeah.
called. So if you run Acrobat's dodge and crack shot, first of all, don't. You get a longer cooldown. if
Yeah,
you're
you wouldn't
Acrobats
wanna
in
do
PvP.
that. Exactly.
And second of all, you
Mhm.
probably won't even get the dive down. You'll probably just get the radiant pop in midair.
I
But
forgot about that. Yeah,
so-
it does
I mean,
have flexibility.
But didn't they make
You-
it so that if you're using the Radiant dodge on Priz Hunter with Ascension, you can still get Radiant just from doing the Ascension?
yes, well,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. You won't.
Yeah.
But the main draw, in my opinion, for this is that you're doing this for the dive. But
Yes,
it's worse
that's
than
what I wanted to get
Phoenix.
at.
It's worse than Phoenix dive. It's a little bit slower, and it has a lot more animation lock and no restoration and cure.
You're
But
on the money here.
it's
It's
just-
the animation lock. That's what makes this
Okay,
worse than
I'm
Thruster.
tracking.
But it's a Hunter dodge, so you still break aim assist. And it does have some utility here, like just being able to descend quickly, even if you're animation locked. I'm just thinking like Ultra Flame, you overextend, but you backflip backwards behind cover, and they can't hit you anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
one of
think
those
it's
things
good.
to where you have to give up a lot to get it, but it's not without benefits. It's a good
Can I-
change, but good luck not running Gambler's dodge.
Can I say that, like, can we do this for all class abilities? Because the amount of times where I get AE'd for 0.1 second and I'm unable to do my dodge or my gamblers or my acro or whatever, the one that gives you melee and the one to marksman, the amount of time that happens, I get like screwed over and I like die because I definitely pressed dodge, but I got AE'd the moment I dodged. It's like Really frustrating. I wish we could put this
Hey,
to
you want to know what's
all
crazy?
dodges.
You will be able to with crack shot. You'll be able to use your abilities in midair and get the benefits. There you go.
That's not a dodge. I want to dodge out into cover, you know? And that's
Okay,
a
I'm going to
solar thing,
continue
right?
reading here. Proximity explosive knife, increased detonation size from 5 to 6 meters and detonation damage by 11%. On your mark aspect, now grants solar restoration times 1 for 3 seconds instead of cure after final blow at 10 stacks. Knock 'em down aspect. Now grants cure on super activation, blade barrage, increased knife projectile tracking and speed, increased knife detonation size from 3 to 4.25 meters, increased knife detonation damage by 10%, and now scorches enemies. Golden Gun, Deadshot Super, reduced super energy gain from player kills by 40%. So a lot to unpack. Start with the proxy knife.
Really powerful. Really,
yeah,
really
it's
powerful.
a little
Scary.
slept on.
That's unnecessary.
Yeah,
They've
that
always
is
been
actually
really
scary
good.
now that I think about
Yeah,
it,
This
yeah.
is
Prox Knife
always
was
good.
already good.
Yeah, this is always already the most easiest and used solar
Freaking
melee
grenade.
for Hunter. So like them buffing it, just I guess, bro. I guess.
Yeah, it's like majority just said. It's a mini grenade.
It's a mini trip mine. It
Yeah.
does so much already. Why would they buff it? And then
And
that's
keeps
a
people
really
weak,
big
right?
buff.
Because it'll scorch them, doesn't it?
It was Scorch
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Indian too.
And
This
then
is
like
more
how
of a
advanced
controller
and-
annoyance than an MK annoyance because sometimes you will aim directly at that damn knife to shoot it and it just does not break. In that second or two you to reacquire it, you're already dead.
Yeah.
Okay, on your mark, solar restoration, PvE. Okay, knock them down. Cure on super, like whatever. It's the blade barrage is huge though. Like I remember that thing shot shock outlines at people.
Wasn't there something you can do that max out your stacks for on your mark? Was there something?
Headshots?
Or did they nerf it?
Yeah, I say it's a PvE change. It still works in PvP, but like 10 stacks of on your mark, that's a 6 thing. But it's a good change for PvE. That's why I say it's a PvE. It's a nerf for PvP. Cure is better.
Oh, true.
Okay, the super one, 40%. How much did it get buffed by though? Because it was like, it feels like it was infinite in this patch. So like 40% of infinity, it still might be a very long golden gun is what I'm saying.
It'll be a decent bit shorter, but yes, there will still be energy refunds no matter what.
Yeah.
Still might be a 7th column farm or an iron banner. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Good to move on to Arc Strider?
Yeah.
Okay. Arc Staff Super
PvE,
now grants
honestly.
bolt charge stat PvE. I'm just going to try to read ahead here. Is it all PvE?
No, lethal current is relevant.
Okay, now jolts and creates an aftershock when used with Tempest Strike. Can be activated while in super. That's for lethal current.
Why?
That might actually kill you.
Lethal current was already so fucking strong. Or I mean, why?
Yeah, that
With
might.
Tempest Strike,
I'm
yeah,
gonna be
like,
so real.
why?
I'm gonna be so real. The crazy part's the second thing. I know that's really small, but like, PvE. What in the actual fuck? What is this?
Now, did Arc Hunters have one thing in their mind and it's fucking disgusting? This is literally all they have in their kit.
Does this
is
one
all
hit?
they do. Lethal
This
Current?
might one hit. It
No.
might.
It
'Cause
might.
I'm doing
but
the
with
mental
Jolt-
math here.
with
It might
Jolt,
one hit
yes.
now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that's gonna one shot.
Tempest Strike
If it
already does like
jolts between them, yeah.
140-ish damage. An aftershock is extra damage, and that aftershock will probably also hit the jolt.
It jolts too.
Yeah.
Or proc the jolt. There's a slight chance at one shots. I think it'll leave you one shot though.
They
If I
really
had
wanted
to
to make
guess.
this. They really wanted to make this Mario Party. You know, I'm not even that
Yeah.
mad at it. Whatever.
It's
A
just
lot of-
this is like why?
This
Tempest
is, by
Strike
the way,
was already so fucking strong.
yeah. This is all Arc Hunters ever do. This is it. This is the reason they run Arc. It's just lethal current.
Okay, this is
Tempest
a
Strike
big
has
one.
given me triple feeds on people I couldn't fucking see.
For the not one-hit kill class, Ascension, right? It now counts as a class ability for all perks and abilities, which means it does work with Gemini Jester. Just so unfortunate that they nerfed that shit. So just
I thought it already did that.
so
I
close
thought
yet
that
so
means
far.
again?
No, it didn't work.
Hey, you want to know something crazy? Guess what didn't work with Dynamo before? Guess
Oh,
what's gonna
true.
work now? Guess what's gonna work now? And guess what you can just run? There's still the fact that to get a faster dodge back when they are amplified. Are you ready for 6-second dynamos?
Oh boy.
You know what's funny? I feel like I've read that patch note like 4 times within Heresy, where it's like, oh, Ascension now works with class ability, perks or whatever, and like I guess it just didn't for all of them, but now it does.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It's always been the fact that Ascension now works with more class ability aspects, and then it was now works with more armor perks, and then it was more and more, and now this is just a downright, this is now a class ability, period. There is no more exceptions, and the exception before was Dynamo because it was really BM, and they've just done away with it, which 6-second dynamos, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, next up is Threadrunner. Is this PvE? I'm just gonna read it.
No.
It's
No.
not.
All right, we're
but-
reading it. Rope Dart Melee. Successfully catching the Rope Dart now grants Woven Mail based on the number of targets if defeated. Widow Silk. Increased fragment slots from 2 to 3. Threaded Spectre. Detonation damage now scales with class stat. And then Ensnaring Slam now counts as a class ability for all perks and abilities. That's a huge one again. Works with Gemini Jester.
Yeah.
Now you get suspended and you give them Dynamo.
Oh.
Awesome.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna need you to read this one, Cam.
Our 7th, 8th, and 9th burgers.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, nah, see, they fattening you up, bruh.
Revenant. Shatter
know what's
Dive.
funny? I don't use
Increased
either of
fragment
these.
slots from 2 to 3. Winter Shroud. Increased fragment slots from 2 to 3.
I'm so
Yeah, baby.
You know what's funny? Do you want to know something that's funny? In my personal builds, I don't use these aspects. However, you're telling me if I do, I could be the first non prismatic subclass to get 6
No, that's
fragment
exactly what I was
slots?
thinking. And
Holy
see, funny thing
shit.
is, you say you don't use that, but looking at it now, those are the fragments I actually use. Shit.
I could just tell you this right now. I have options on Stasis Hunter. I'm so fucking fat and greedy, bro. I'm so fat and greedy, bro.
You fucking gluttonous. You know what? I'm gonna stop.
I'm enjoying my
abilities.
burgers.
General abilities. Grenades. Lightning Grenade. Increased detonation damage by 25%. We already talked
Okay,
about
one
that.
shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scatter Grenades. We already talked about this last week, but they're reducing chase distance versus players by 50% and reduce the amount of grenade energy this ability gains by perks by 12.5%. Grapple looks PvE. I'm sorry, speedrunners. I'm sorry. It happened. But we have fucking bubbles thrown at us now, so we're getting it bad too. So, multi-charge abilities. In PvP only, when a match begins, multi-charge abilities will now start with 1 charge instead of all charges. Kind of just a
Thank
line
God.
of text they slip in there, and also last week it was there, but it's so important.
Honestly,
So
I thought it was
important.
already
God,
working
man.
like that. I genuinely didn't know it was not working like that before.
Okay,
Didn't
Stasis,
get
Whisper of Rhyme, we
triple-
already read that.
No, you didn't.
Okay,
we
I'll read
talked
it.
about it
We
earlier.
mentioned
so-
it.
I
yeah.
thought we did mention it.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
Yeah, we
for the
did. Okay,
commuter,
no, yeah,
it's
you're
the
right.
one that talks about the frost armor stacks going from 8 to 7, but having more benefit.
Yeah.
Void
same benefit.
invisibility is more visible in the Crucible.
Thank
This is a
God.
sleeper one right here. Just crazy. Vault around status effect now increases weapon damage. No, that's PvE.
I think
Weapon
that's all PvE.
archetypes now
PvE,
govern.
PvE.
It is PvE. There was something about Vault arounds that was on the tip of my tongue, though.
Nope, later. I know what it is. It's
You know what it is? It's later?
Astrosite
Okay,
Burst.
it's not
It's
this. I was
Astrosite Burst
mistaken. I
later.
was mistaken.
We have a 4th bomb to talk about later on in the armors. Don't worry.
You can pretty well.
I could skip a lot of this, yeah.
You can jump down to ability stats.
No, armor archetypes. This one's huge. So the illegal armor from Grasp of Avarice is now just in
but
the game.
you forgot the ability stats where they are nerfing ability cooldowns.
Oh, you're right. That's huge.
would-
My
yeah.
bad. I really suck
Yeah.
at this thing, but it's like you're getting this really lightly edited video instead of having this happen after the update's already there, so we got to be fast. Ability stats. Reduce maximum passive ability cooldown bonus granted by ability stats by 20%. Reduce maximum active ability cooldown bonus granted by ability stats from 190% to 125%. That's
for
amazing.
clarity, I when I was reading this, I had difficulty understanding that part, so I'm just gonna clear it up. That isn't a currently right now, the abilities is like increased by 10%, 50%, 100%, and then all the way to 190%. This doesn't mean that the max is only a 25% increase ability regen. It's 125%. So a double 0.25. So it's still
Yeah,
gonna be a lot of ability regen.
I
A
think I honestly
2.25 is still high.
I'm going to be especially with all the juice that we're getting from so much of this here, you are not going to feel a difference at all.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
won't.
I know,
They
but that doesn't
they
mean there won't be a difference. So I
they
mean, there
nerfed the
will.
ability.
Go ahead.
No, I was
No,
just
no,
gonna say
you're good.
they nerfed ability energy like multiple times on multiple occasions, and it does not feel much different. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They
It's
keep
because
It's
nerfing
Edge
it
of
and they
Fate,
keep buffing it with
they
I
backfire.
haven't
other
felt
things
the
there.
last time I felt a difference with that was when Checkmate first dropped and it was a 50% ability cooldown. But with the stat systems that we got in Edge of Fate, realistically, for it to feel that good again, it'd have to be like 60 or 70%.
Yeah.
I promise you, you will not feel this shit at all.
Well, I mean, maybe in Collision, because I think aren't. I mean, with obviously some abilities just aren't in Collision, but also I think they're reducing some or something. No, wait, it's kill based, right? With the grenade and class ability, and then there's no melee. So yeah, I'm just going to be living in there. Is what I get from this article.
Yeah, okay, so real quick on the armor ones, all the missing combos are there. You can do stuff like, for example, with the skirmisher armor, which shows melee and weapons, you can have your glaive 2-tap melee and your hand cannon kill in a faster TTK with the 180. Like, that might be possible with this.
On Warlock,
all
I'm
the-
looking at like. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, Warlock, I'm just gonna be like looking at Siegebreaker and Demolitionist because I think that's
Yep.
what Warlocks mainly want.
Yep.
'Cause that's what I was going for to begin with, but I had to use Bulwark. That was my only option.
Exotic
Even mine
armor is
too,
now tier
again.
5 stats, which
I was
is
about to
why you
say.
can get those crazy totals.
Yeah.
Retroactive, and you could tune anything. Like it's not a specific stat. You could tune any stat.
Okay, now we get to the real juicy stuff, which, holy shit, this article is stacked.
Yeah,
I really
And they
wish they
buffed
separated these
Caliban.
articles by PvE and PvP. I really do, because they're a
I'ma
pain
be
in the ass to read.
I mean,
That's
so
the
we could
Destiny problem.
probably skip these first three. They're all PvE changes, but I know
Okay,
Jingles
we
in
are
chat,
skipping
so
Wormhusk,
we
Shards of
should do
Galanor, and
Caliban's.
Caliban.
Caliban's is I don't think is
No, Caliban's I will say PvP.
Yeah.
This is one where, like I said, that explosive knife is a little slept on. I know Void Hunter is better, like for content. I know that there's better classes. Oh, Jingle showed up right when we. That's funny. I'm not gonna be able to edit that,
Scare
so
the
I'm sorry
shit
if
out
we
of me.
blew your fucking speaker system.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Classic
Jingle.
Jingle.
Looking at that now, the buffs dealing damage with Scorch refunds a small amount of melee energy. I think you can actually not run that aspect now. Well, actually, no. I think before that's class ability energy. So
It's class ability.
yeah, never mind.
I mean,
Rival
I might be
Wolf.
able to edit this one, to be honest. I just need to look at where the peak is maxed out on the.
I was about to say, yeah, literally, people fall asleep to this shit. That just woke everyone up.
Yeah, you just like Jingle. You owe somebody some melatonin now.
All right, you want to
More
restart?
explosions. Yippee.
Okay, yeah, I don't even know. Just shoot him with the one scorch gun, and you just get to throw more knives. Okay, the real one. This is the offender for the rest of time in Destiny. If it works as it is read, Frosties. They gain stacks of frost armor while sprinting, and when you have frost armor, stasis weapons deal increased damage. I truly think this is going to be like a 100% pick rate at some point.
There's so many things that need to be cleared up. They
Dude,
say
a neutral
buff.
damage buff
Yeah.
with like fast talker,
They
or
s-
God forbid, fucking like Ias Luna or something comes back with PI, something new with PI or kill clip.
I was the first to
like-
use it. They buffed my exotic, and now everyone's wearing my exotic, my costume.
There's some things. Like I said earlier, this doesn't say anything about stasis or prismatic or stasis super locked. This does not say that they're removing the old perk because they're talking about buffing it. So it will probably still likely have its ability regen and
sprint
its
speed on dodge.
yeah, and sprint speed and dodge. And then there's the fact that second line, stasis weapons deal increased damage. Like it if that actually works in PvP, like Bakris just got its flow stolen. Like,
Yeah, Bakris was
what's the
out of
point?
band, and this is up there, if not higher than Bakris in some regards. You can do some crazy shit with this, like the Rhyme Stealer perk. It gains so much value here because once you max out your stacks, you can get your headstone kill. You can even use the 180 hand cannon, get your 3-tap off weapons, break the crystal, and you maintain your max buff without needing to do all the sprint stuff. You can also use a Rhyme Stealer sword to break crystals. Overall, this is like the most meta defining one because Frosties still have the ability cooldowns for sprinting, right? So
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to a cool guy in his Radiant Dodge Frosties build. Absolutely love that build. That's just going to go so much harder with the stasis weapon now.
and now we have a sprint slide bonus armor set too. So wow,
Yeah.
this is meta defining.
Rations is gonna have kill clip on a stasis hand cannon now.
Ew! Why'd you make
Theoretically,
that? I
though-
forgot about that.
Theoretically, though, Cam, with that armor set, that shouldn't stack with the Frosty sprint speed after dodge.
But you get the
Because,
slide. That's the important one.
But you get
True.
the slide. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, Shinobu's Bow. This is one I kind of read over and didn't really think
It's-
too much of it, but it
I
sounds
think
like
it-
it's going to be a
on it.
noob killer in Trials
I-
where
I-
they
I
load
think
up
it'll
with
be-
a Bolt Charge Titan and just pray that their grenade kills when they throw it.
I
Yeah.
genuinely think in PvE and even in PvP, it's gonna be really strong. That's just what I think, though, based off of what I'm reading.
I don't
Hey,
think this is
we're
going to
gonna
be a
back
meta
up to
pick.
Frosties again. Ice Dude in chat mentioned the what is the gun called? Graviton Spike. There was already meta builds of Graviton Spike and weapon where you're able to get a neutral 2-tap. No perk, no
Yeah.
nothing, a neutral 2-tap. And it's a very similar playstyle to Hawkmoon. So yes, that is a possibility. I do think Frosties are going to have a 100% pick rate at some point.
I had a Bakris guy 2-tap with the arc mode, the 150 arc mode. If you hit all the zaps, it will 2-tap as well. But not many
I-
people do that.
I just wonder how many people will catch on to like what we can catch on to like the moment we read these patch notes, because it seems like it always takes people a while to figure it out, and then we like catch it immediately.
So Shinobu's Vow is going to be one of those lock and key loadouts where you see 2 Shinobu's Vow and a Arc Titan with the barricade. They're going to just randomly throw it at you to get a kill, and you're going to have to switch to Risk Runner and Worm Husk. It's just going to be one of those.
Yeah.
I forgot about Risk Runner.
Next one I'm reading is Mothkeeper's Wraps, which is just a personal gripe here, is they kind of killed its usability in PvP. It used to be something where you could throw the moth like at the ceiling behind buildings on Widow's Court, and the moths would slowly track, and you try to time those when your own invisibility appears on radar. And so if they hit at the same time, it's just like an absolute perfect flank tool. And now they don't work like that. But they were buffed in a way where you create grenades out of thin air. So in 6s, when going for the 7th columns and shit, this is going to be a thing, but it's always going to be worse than Radiant Dance Machines or Frosties.
Yeah.
Okay, Lucky Pants PvE nerf. Titans. Anything interesting here? Can I just pick and choose?
I would probably take a look at Praxic Vestment because it's basically giving you a pocket T-Crash now and no backup plans.
Oh no.
What was the It was a Candace Ridge or whatever. The
Notice
helmet?
on
Yes.
Praxic Vestment, increased melee attack damage by 500%. I don't see combatants anywhere in that sentence.
You're right.
Oh yeah, you're probably gonna insta kill somebody with that.
This is literally, they have given you a pocket fucking T-Crash with like 5 times the amount of uptime.
Ah,
This seems like it could kill supers too. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
a
we're
thousand.
gonna see a
percent.
viral clip where somehow a Praxic Vestment actually beats a Thunder Crash. Like, just whatever by the power of network.
They meet in the air.
I
you-
promise you, someone's going to
That'd be
get a
sick.
7th column by just putting on a swashbuckler spare on Priz
What's
Titan, and
what's
just
the-
and they'll just run a fucking team with this.
what if they
What's
just
the-
kill people in
What's
the
the
bubble?
proc condition for this exotic?
I would be willing to bet you could kill people out of a well with that kind of buff.
Oh, definitely.
so
Titan sounds
much
like the
damage.
montage class right now. It's got it all. We got the smooth criminal montage to the exploding barricades, and now we have the montage titled "We're not aiming for the truck."
Yeah, but actually,
Plays
what is
Freebird
the
in the
proc
background.
condition? What is the proc condition for this exotic? Like, how do you get
It's weight.
or the float?
It's
Yeah,
just
you
wait.
just wait. You exist.
You just wait.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
So just free kill exotic, like
Yes.
kind of like the peregrines, but easier.
Peregrines, but with what? Probably 4 or 5 times as much range.
Yeah, and you
It's
fly.
literally a pocket T crash.
They fly now.
They need to revert that change where you take fall damage but survive with the 1 damage fall swipe, 1 health.
Yeah.
Just
And
for
keep
this
adding like
exotic.
this with like some diamond lances or some shit.
But Kim, you say
Dog.
that, but you don't read the fact that they remove the fact that it'll end early when you come into contact with fucking anything except something living. The floor or wall doesn't cancel it. Dead enemies don't cancel it.
Oh.
Like, I can just rub up against a wall while flying. Great.
Oh my god, what if you
Interesting.
just hit the sky box and then like somebody
That's
walks
what it
into an
means.
area and then you just fall on them?
Yeah. I can't lie, the ones above were definitely mostly PvE things.
Yeah, mostly
focused,
PvE.
like way more than other things.
Even no backup plans. There
yeah.
was a point in the sandbox history where these just giving you the overshield on a shotgun kill was a very powerful, strong effect for 6s. And now compared to all the other shit we have in the game, it's almost not even worth reading.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss you off. All right, the Europa 4-piece set giving you the passive frost armor. Now you just have free increased shotgun damage, which means more effective kill range.
You're right. Shit.
Hey, wouldn't that work with
Frosties
slugs?
Frosties
No, not
with
Frosties.
Hawthorne's shotgun.
No. The
Something
4-piece
too.
set bonus
Another thing I
from
thought of.
basically Frosties. But
Oh,
like,
that's a good point.
Watch them drop
Like-
Universal Remote in this final patch. It's just
Like,
a hidden
I'm getting-
exotic. The Destiny
God.
1 primary ammo
mean,
shotgun, by the way.
Primary
we're
shotgun,
getting
yeah.
we're getting Felwinter's lie back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also Deadlock in the stasis slot.
Yeah, there's just
Oh, and that's a tier
there's
5
going
too.
there's going
Yep.
to be ways to proc no backup plans, special shotgun perks without any kill, without anything. You get it by existing because of that 4-piece Europa set. Because this now includes frost armor. And this doesn't restrict you to stasis. It says any of the buffs on any subclass. It's just as long as you
Alright,
have
you
one
got
of
me
the
curious
buffs.
now. I'm gonna go hire a Luna faction warlock to follow me around and go for offhand strike across the map shotgun kills.
Cam, you don't need to hire one. You got one right here. What are you talking about?
True.
Wait, hold on.
Heritage and Fire
Um,
Offense.
Can you go back up? Can you go back up for
Yeah,
a
I'm going
second?
up.
I missed this in the first read. The shotgun damage bonus is now active when you have any of the above noted defense buffs, as well as also buffing melee damage. Fuck you. Fuck you, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Throw a
god.
nuclear frisbee.
So no.
Like,
No.
what-
Why
Cam,
do they
Cam,
debuff?
Cam,
That's weird.
Ward of Dawn melee buff, the
Oh, no.
offensive bulwark melee buff, no backup plans melee buff.
Are
Oh,
you gonna one shot people? with the- Oh my god.
Giving them my lunch money as we speak.
oh. Oh, and they could throw the bubble at me. Oh,
I got you here for 3 minutes.
It gets worse though. I think Cadmus Ridge Lance Cap is worth talking
yes.
about.
This
Okay,
is
I'm gonna read this
the,
verbatim.
this is the
Reading
other
it.
bomb.
Cadmus
This one
Ridge
is
Landscap.
fucked.
Landscap has struggled to find a niche since its release. We made some adjustments to it that open up its trigger conditions a bit and add more value to leaning into other stasis build elements. Now also can spawn stasis lances with rapid stasis weapon damage and final blows, even when not behind their rally barricade. Now grants bonus stasis lance damage based on your current stacks of frost armor.
I will say though, the Diamond Lance is getting hit pretty hard though, as
So
we
it
read
works-
in the last.
It works with any subclass. That's what.
Yeah.
That's
There's
true.
there's nothing that says Actually, no. It does still. The base exotic says that you need a stasis super.
So we don't know
equipped.
for sure then.
It's a 50-50. There's a good chance, but there's also a chance that it's still stasis super. There's no way they're gonna allow a fucking solar titan to generate a diamond lens. I'm sorry, but this is still really, really fucking broken because as you covered before, stasis is becoming more than viable on all classes.
And at the end of the day, like Diamond Lances, they're not hard to aim. They travel so fast, they're practically fucking hit scan. Like, it's literally just free kills. It's free kills.
I'm going to breeze through these next two. I'm disappointed that Point Cannon Contact Brace or whatever it's called got a buff, but it wasn't anime enough. I wanted it to kill bubbles, and this would have been the perfect opportunity. It does not do that. Speaking of bubbles, we got Helm of Saint 14. That's a wall of text. Can someone summarize?
No.
No? Yeah, I can't do it either.
I would read it. I would just read it raw.
Fine,
I
I'll
would read it
raw.
raw only because Word of Dawn is being changed.
Helm of Saint 14. The current output of Helm of Saint 14's Disorient and PvE is completely overshadowed by Weapons of Light and alongside the rework to Word of Dawn. We also found that the Disorient posed concerns in PvP. We took the opportunity to give this exotic a complete facelift that integrates it with the ward changes, provides a more appropriate replacement to the Disorient, and bolsters the fantasy of being Saint 14 inspired by his infinite bubbles from old story missions. Unchanged. Weapons of Light continues to persist for the wearer and for allies upon leaving your Word of Dawn. Added new VFX to Word of Dawn to indicate if it will provide Weapons of Light upon leaving. Removed. No longer disorients enemies within your Ward of Dawn or upon blocking with Sentinel Shield. New functionality. While Weapons of Light is active, kills or sustained damage from any source grants stacks of the Saint. Under the same circumstances, void and kinetic damage sources will also suppress in a radius around the victim. Picking up your Word of Dawn consumes all accrued stacks of the Saint and then extends your ward's duration based on how many stacks were consumed. Helm of Saint 14's synergy with a specific exotic weapon has also been adjusted. You can hear me like breaking while I'm reading this because I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Hey, Z.
It was in there.
Z, how many burgers are we at now?
I think we're at 10.
No, the burgers are for the fragments. These are pizzas, bro.
Pizzas? Okay, how many pizzas is this?
Oh, dude,
When are we gonna
this
get
is-
tacos?
This is Titan's like fucking third pizza, bro. This shit is just like, just so you know, the base timer for Word of Dawn is 30 seconds. So this is likely to go up to 45 seconds because that's how it was in D1. And the exotic they're talking about is the glaive, by the way, if you're wondering. But who knows what that
Don't
is?
understand all this
More
too.
Mickey secret clues for us to find out, bro. Fuck
I
you.
don't understand any of this either because it's like, did they somehow forget along the way that the Void Titan meta was one of the most hated metas in the history of the game?
Oh, we
Infinite
forgot.
bubble, baby.
we forgot.
Infinite suppression.
Just so you know, honestly, I'm gonna be
Like
so
the-
real. The sustained damage stuff is whatever. The main thing is kills.
Suppress.
Like
you
the-
have to still remember that the big one is you're still getting Weapons of Light
Mm.
when you can pick up and move the bubble on an extended timer for
The thing,
45 seconds. You cannot play the game. You just
the thing
can't.
is, the last time Void Titan was this like level of powerful was when the player base in PvP started to chunk.
The last time Titan or Bubble was meta was when they had to make a fucking gun just to counter it, and it still wasn't
guns.
enough.
2 guns. Precision Instrument Igneous Hammer.
Counts, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was the only
rapid
way to
firing
counter
now.
the plus 40s.
Feedback Fence no longer provides melee damage resist versus players. Blast Wave Striders, I want to read that, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I don't think it's impactful. We're going to skip to something that is crazy, which is from Warlock. We're also skipping Nezarec Sin, Matai Doxia, Skull of Daira Hamkara. Yeah, the one that throws 2 Nova Bombs. We're skipping that because it's not as important. Crown
It's
of
more
Tempest,
PvE.
Mantle of Battle Harmony. Oh, here we go. We finally got to it. Astrocyte Verse. I'm going to read the whole thing. Because of the natural limitations of Blink and the small area of effect of the volatile burst that this exotic grants, it has struggled to see much use. To address these issues, we've added a new air move ability, which should help add some flexibility to link both in and out of combat, and expanded its ability to apply volatile. New effects. While both this helmet and Blink are equipped, you can now use your air move input to perform a dark blink horizontally in any direction. This ability has a longer cooldown in the Crucible. Blinking or dark blinking now grants volatile rounds in addition to the volatile explosion. And just real quick, I want to say on this one, this is where I made the mistake reading the volatile stuff earlier. That's what I thought I was about to read.
Yeah, again, I don't know why they did all
wild.
that.
Keep in
Yeah.
mind too, Voidlock is with Astrocyte was already like probably the fastest class in the game.
I think its pick rate was high in
Astrocyte-
PvP.
It was, and Astrocyte is
Yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah, if you popped
Outstanding. The
Nova
fact that-
Warp, you could literally fly with Astrocyte.
Honestly, Kim, I'm reading the Blast Wave Shredder stuff personally. I think it is worth the read. I don't
Yeah,
think
I'll
they're
go back.
like Omega
I will go
viable,
back.
but these are honestly pretty fucking
We're on
good.
Astrocyte though, but I will go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, thank you for bringing that up too. It makes the video so much better. I appreciate you. So, Astrocyte verse, this volatile explosion thing I highlighted here, that matters on some weapons. You are going to get a TTK shift on some weapons. People healing in and out of combat. It is going to make a difference. This shit is going to be strong.
Just so you know, the last time we had volatile rounds in neutral was Gerfalcon, and look how effective this is. Now you can do that by pressing the B button when you press the A button, and you just get a faster TTK. Radiant dodge
hard
wasn't
light,
powerful enough.
10% buff. That is true. This works with
Mhm.
hard light.
Ooh,
That's
ew.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
Hard light meta's back.
Thinking about it, this might actually be the counter to Frost Armor, and I don't like that.
You're right.
Wow, the counter
yeah,
frost
that's a good
armor
point.
is Voidwalker. The burgers, bro. The burger build. Oh my god. The burger build strikes again. Oh my god.
I'm gonna
So fucking greedy, bro.
I can't believe they're basically just giving an ick dash to Void Blink. Like, what are we doing, man?
Bro, people like just. I'm telling you, it is the Nepo class, bro. It gets everything. What does it not get?
So, given some credit here, a lot of things did get buffs. Like Titan got an air thruster, Hunter has an air dodge, Warlock gets to move at full speed with Heat Rises, Burst Glide now. And so Astrocyte was always far ahead before those things were buffed. So it seems like this was needed for it to maintain its place. And it sounds fun, but fun sometimes when this is the rest of the game might not be the call. And there's a lot of things I've read today that worry me.
I
Just so
have
you guys
some
know,
thoughts
when
on
they
that,
say-
but I'll do it kind of at the end.
When they say Dark Blink, the Dark Blink's already in the game. It's the Nova Warp Blink. So just think of that in neutral.
I think it'll be fun to use. I think there'll be some nice montages, but the high skill team fights are gonna be hilarious for a little bit.
Cam, do you know how
People
like
are gonna watch
in
not
Nova-
because they want to see high skill gameplay, but because they want to see 6 people so fucking frustrated and just get entertained
Cam,
by that.
Just so you know, do you know the thing about like the Nova Warp Blink stuff? This means in neutral, at the start of the match, you'll be able to jump, blink, dark blink, and then blink again, because that is something that Dark Blink allows you to do. So at the start of the match, you'll basically spawn on objective on any map.
You're gonna cover a lot
Like-
of distance and then gain volatile rounds, and then if you have hard light, you're getting a damage bonus. Yeah, this is gonna be fucked up.
Blink
It
was already
already gives
faster.
volatile.
Burger builds.
Blink with Astrocyte was already faster than Ick Dash Warlocks
Yeah.
in all the way back in year 1 on Levy speedruns during Gauntlet.
Just so you know, this exotic allows that, and then you're getting a buffed Void Soul with 3 fragments. If they even think about shooting you, you then get an overshield back when you kill them because you're at red health, and you still have a charged grenade at your disposal. I'm telling you, bro. Like the strongest nepotism in the fucking world can't rival this shit, bro. Like it's so greedy, bro.
Going up to Blast
This
Riders
was
again.
already
Blast Wave Striders, with many changes coming to the base stasis kit, we looked back on how our dedicated stasis exotics were performing and saw a spot to help improve the performance, consistency, and potency of Blast Wave Striders all in one fell swoop. This should help shift it from a highly situational tool to an on-demand stasis explosion for aggressive behemoth playstyles. So they adjusted the projectile to mirror that of the Renegade's Behemoth Walker stasis detonation, the AT-AT, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Decreased defeats to charge meter. increased tracking strength of stasis shrapnel on detonation, should more effectively track to frozen targets. Replace sliding with on Shiver Strike hits as an activator. Fixed an issue where multiple kills on the same frame wouldn't increment the perk buildup. So it's different. It's very, very different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer a rocket jump exotic, or is it now in addition to
No,
it?
it still is.
Okay.
They just before it was deal self-explosive damage or slide, and then sliding will launch you back. But now it's replaced with Shiver Strike hits, which that's kind of fucking hilarious because that means you could Shiver Strike somebody, the exotic will then pull you back, and now they're going to blow up twice.
Yeah,
They're
I
dead.
read these, but I
They're
don't
dead.
comprehend them when I read these. So when you said that, it clicked
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, this is now a fun montage exotic. You were awesome for making me go back and read this. Yeah, I see MMK players going crazy with the ping-ponging around the map with Mountaintop, and then just ending one of those bad lines with a random-ass Shiver Strike that magnetizes on somebody, and they're just going to turn that into another accidental jump shot snipe or some crazy shit with Alethanum.
I am still wondering exactly what the projectile to mirror that of fucking the Behemoth Walker stasis detonation, because that one is the one to where you charge like the grenade thing and it just has a giant AoE freezing thing. So
On the floor, right? So yeah. So
yeah, I'm really like, there's no way it's that, right? Like, what? We'll have to see. That sounds really good. I mean, the decreased DPS to charge the meter, if that's like 2 kills in like PvP, like
I'm gonna put this one
shit, bro.
in sleeper territory with the slice wire grenades, like in my head. I'm gonna revisit this. This will catch noob teams off guard for sure, because I know the counter to the stasis detonation is just jump LOL, but we'll see. It's scrolling back down. What else do we have? Daimos Effusion. It's
You
a
had
nerf.
nothing. Technically nothing manacles. Dawn
Um,
Course.
Really loud elite.
Really? What?
Dropped him. It got loud all of a sudden.
Why?
Or no,
I don't know.
leaned
You got
forward.
closer. I think we were
Yeah, you
at
focused
like
up.
Dawn Chorus, but I think
we were
Dawn
at Dawn
Chorus.
Course, but it's mainly PvE. So
Yeah.
I would say nothing manacles.
Yeah, I think we talked about Daimos Fusion before, but I could be wrong. Well, I don't know.
Okay,
No,
a
we
nerf
did.
to
Nothing
nothing
Manacles
manacles,
is-
and then a nerf to Daimos Effusion. And I think the Daimos Effusion one is like virtually
matter.
unchanged. Like it's just gonna die to Threadlings anyway.
Threadlings or a glaive or a shotgun or a normal.
Can I just say, like, I'm blown away that Boots of the Assembler were not touched?
I am too. I'm glad
That
you
is
brought that up.
crazy. Yeah,
Wait,
I hadn't even thought of that, but you're right.
wait. There's one more. Oh my god. Whoever that is in the fucking ash. I need to hold on. I just gotta go.
I mean, Bacchus didn't get touched either, which kind of shocked me.
Well, okay, it doesn't shock me because when you read all the other buffs, you're like, oh, Botchris has some friends now. But did it really, like, we could have just brought it down and had some more options? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I'm crazy on this one, but it's for the
somebody
last
in the-
patch. For the last patch.
One last thing. Somebody in the chat brought this up. Do you know? I forgot this is a buff. Do you know how Dark Blink sends out Seekers in Nova Warp Super?
Yeah.
It might actually do that.
Dark Blink is being added to the base. There's a small
I
chance.
seriously doubt that, but you're right. That's a small chance.
God.
Hmm.
You mean for Astrocyte?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Astrocyte.
That is going to be so dominant in Controller Land. Like, that already is, like, a monster.
This is
in
also before artifact packs in sixes.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
I heard Cam in real time actually put his his hands in his face. Oh my god.
Well, I'm living in. Oh, it's going to be active in Collision, too, because that's 4s.
Have fun in Banner.
Yeah.
In conclusion, fuck Void. Too many.
And Stasis.
Yeah.
And Frost Armor and DR and all forms of DR, yeah.
There's-
I'm gonna just offer some closing thoughts here.
Yeah.
This is really concerning to me. because we don't know if or how much support we could have beyond, like, maybe the first week or two of June 9th. I would like to continue playing Destiny PvP for quite a while, but the abilities and all the exotics that juice abilities up. I mean, this has been a pain point since like Witch Queen in PvP. If this stuff is like half as strong as it looks on paper, we're going to be in Mongoose City before Christmas. So I am begging, if a Bungie dev happens to see this, if you are supporting the game at all beyond June 9th, please, for the love of God, keep an eye on this, because I would like to continue playing PvP for a long time.
This shit reads like a fanfic.
It does. And this is, again, at the end of the day, if PvP, like this article kind of implies, if it just kind of devolves into like, dodgeball party mode slop, it will kill PvP very quickly.
I want to add on to what you said.
The new
to what
ability.
NR said,
You go.
Sorry. I want to add on to what NR said. If a Bungie employee is watching, and there is some level of balance support, yeah, it's the first week of like these outliers, whatever's broken. The real meta starts emerging after the first month, after the third month, after the fourth month. You see like these things that become staples. That is when we need it the most. I don't know how long the support is going to be lasting. And then, at a point, obviously, we're stuck with what we're stuck with. But
yeah.
That is when people are trying new things. People got the roles they want. Now they're finally bringing it in. That's going to be post first month. That's going to be post second month. It's going to be, within like the first, even half year. People are going to be having, maybe not that long, but like 3-4 months. People are going to be having what they want. That is when the meta will be figured out or solved or whatever word you want to use. That is when things need to be reeled back, put forward. I mean, I would hope more nerfs than buffs in that case, but wanted to add that to what NR said.
And I'm going to add this onto that too, more nerfs than buffs. Part of the reason that, Bungie, when it comes to nerfs especially, has always kind of taken this like kind of scalpel philosophy, right? Little cuts here and there. The reason Checkmate felt as good as it did was because they put away the scalpel and they pulled out the chainsaw. So,
Amen.
Again, the Destiny 2 foundationally at its core, with like the movement, the gunplay, all that, it could have PvP that lasts for a long fucking time. But if it continues to just be, Mario Party, build craft the game, you will not be able to find a match by Christmas, hell, by Halloween. So please, help us
on
out
that
here.
front of Buildcraft Mario Party, though, I'm actually really excited to try a lot of this stuff out. It just sucks that this is on the final patch. Like, if this was just a random ass live service season, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I got like 30 videos I'm excited to do.
No, yeah,
but
I'd be like, whatever.
Videos,
most of this
next,
will be solved in 3 months.
But this is the rest of the game, so I would rather just not make those 30 videos and have a game for the next 3 years.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. If it was just another season, I'd be like, okay, the first like few months are gonna suck ass, but most of this will probably get reined in by then.
That's a funny thing. Like,
I'm not feeling that confidence this time.
When I asked like a month ago about any changes recently, this is pretty much what I was waiting for to like start playing again. And then as soon as they did that, they announced like, yeah, this is the final update. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I just took a break for a second. I didn't expect this to happen. What's going on?
Yeah.
I read that. When I read that shit at work, I was actually devastated.
Oh yeah, I think we all were.
I got a little excited.
My take on this is the aspects and new abilities look, in my opinion, balanced and fun in both PvE and PvP. I think some of the reworks are a little too much. There's some stuff that's getting buffed a little too much, and some of those armors are too much. But I can very much tell that this is a PvE targeted patch. I get that, but Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that would need to be toned down for PvP
No,
if
yeah,
there's a future patch. That's
there
all.
is always the chance that a bunch of this shit doesn't work in PvP, but you kind of have to go in with the mindset of this is all going to work in PvP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Th-
yeah,
These patch notes feel. Sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just going to say it sucks because after the last like couple of articles we had, it was like, oh shit, I'm so excited to go in and try all these new guns and stuff, and then I read
Yeah,
this
all the
one and I
loot.
was like, oh, we're fucked. you know.
Yeah. And to be fair, though, most of those patches that I do read, I have that same reaction. The only thing is now we're not getting a post patch that's going to fix the shit. I'm like, oh, we're fucked. And that's my issue with this article is it reads like a really, really juiced seasonal update, like seasonal patch, right? It doesn't
Mhm.
sound like we took, 4 months to just sort of make sure the game is in a really playable state, like for the next however long the game's gonna be alive. It's
Yeah.
like it's not like a final balance patch. It doesn't read like that as much of like, hey, this season we're gonna juice these things and like make this just
Yeah.
like another season, right?
And part of the
This time
issue
that's
too
it.
is that we have a lot of players who are coming back after taking a break for a long time. It wouldn't surprise me if we had, a few new players who are curious because of all like, the hubbub and whatnot.
All the noise everyone's been making in
Yeah.
like Twitch chats and everything, Twitter.
The reality for PvP is most of your like people who want to play a PvP shooter, they don't want to deal with this shit. And if they start having to deal with it, they're just going to go back to whatever they were playing before and they'll uninstall.
I can see that happening because Destiny is like really,
Yeah.
it's a party game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because it's
There's not an
it hasn't
on
been
ramp. Is the
competitive.
biggest thing. Like you can't really easily learn how to be someone new to PvP to a grandmaster. There's no ramp to that. It's just you play and you lose until you lose less. There's not a like battleground where you can test all these fucking interactions at your own pace. There is skill-based matchmaking, but even that just isn't enough.
And then like loot
Mhm.
also like plays a part in like how well people can do because they probably just don't have like good stuff and they go into PvP and they die to some straight bull.
Well,
There's
and
no
even
death
for,
cams either.
you're above average to high, if I, high level PvP player, right? If I pulled them into Destiny, right? They haven't played it before. And I killed them with like an Atheros knife, right? They say, how do you counter that? And I say, you don't. They're going to
Yeah.
go play something else.
Oh my
Well,
god.
no, they'll try the knife for a little bit, and then they'll run into Triple Behemoth and be like, that's what counters this.
Yeah,
Or
and then they'll go
glaive,
play
right?
something else.
And then they'll go,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. I
Yeah,
think that's a
right. This
really
is gonna be
good
the
closing
same.
note. I don't like that it's like on a more somber side because again, this is the 2 steps forward. I don't know how many steps back. I was very excited last week.
Yeah.
But I want to try to like look on the brighter side, have a silver lining here. Is
PvE is going to be sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
even though I'm a content creator, I still sign out, I clock out of work, and then end up playing Destiny. I mean, right now it's RuneScape, but I end up playing Destiny, and I always have some sort of go-to loadout that deals with a lot of the bullshit in the sandbox in my own way, and it feels dynamic. And I'm hoping through all this mess, I have a couple loadouts like that for the rest of Destiny. It might be Hawkmoon 200 weapons. I don't know. I don't know what that is going to be, but we're going to see.
Yeah.
Well, they killed mine, so.
I'm going to end that there. Thank you so much, friends, for giving us feedback. Thank you to the Twitch chat for doing this live. I don't normally stream these, but I had my recording corrupt once, so I'm never like recording without a redundancy. But I appreciate y'all being here and giving us some heads up while I was recording to be like, I remember to mention that, and so on. Commuters, you probably like been at work for a few hours at this point. This is a long one. I'm uploading it as fast as I can, so pardon any mistakes. I am going to go back in time and try to hit that Jingleheimer peak in the audio.
Pissed my pants.
Or you
RIP
can like
headphone users.
You could just leave it in.
Honestly, what I think you could do is you can probably just like overlay it with the actual audio because I think that's like just the most critical.
Yeah,
The-
I'll lower the decibels by like 50% and it'll still be ear piercing.
Yeah.
You still bleed it through your ears.
For me, it's funny is because I didn't even hear the full volume. It just peaked and it did not like it wasn't loud at all.
Also,
Yeah.
this might be one of our last readings on this. We might get 1 or 2 more articles as the next patch rolls out, but the next videos are gonna be pretty easy. It's gonna be like reading light GG, all of the new roles and stuff. And so this
Hell
is like
yeah.
one of the last roundtables that I'll probably be doing in Destiny for a very, very long time.
I'm gonna make a suggestion. We should, if you do want to do like a roundtable talking about the new roles, let's narrow that list down because
Just come
we're
in, what
looking
you're most
at
excited
potentially a-
about. Easy.
yeah, because like we're looking at potentially a couple hundred new guns. So
I think
or
someone
reprised
counted
guns.
it's over 300. So
Yeah, it's a lot of guns.
I need to.
When I
make
say
balls
pretty
sticks
easy, I
again.
mean you do 1 per activity. You're like, it's evergreen content now. It's gonna be relevant in 3 years. So you just go by activity to activity. Like, is the Ghost of the Deep weapons worth your time? And
Yeah.
so on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna
know
do a
they-
lot of sandbox exploration too. I'm gonna get the easiest videos done first, and then work to the harder projects as we
Yeah.
go. And the harder projects being like every damage interaction in PvP, and then like timestamps to get to them, and so on.
Yeah.
Build crafting essentials, and it just gives you all the reference numbers for everything you need, and just shit like that. Basically stuff that helps me with coaching. Though coaching in this meta is going to be rough. I'm going to have to be a detective for people like, oh, you lost that because you weren't cranking your class stat enough to get the overshield to tank that. What were you thinking?
Objection.
But yeah, this is pretty much the last roundtable for this game until a future Destiny title. I don't want to say Destiny 3, but
Yeah.
Honestly, what I'm hoping happens is like they all see like the higher ups see the uproar and everything, and they either like they allow them to keep working on Destiny 2, or again they do like a Destiny 3. But at this point, I don't think that's gonna happen.
what I
we're
hate
all
is
gonna
the
be
player number
40
up
years
and
old.
down from this. Like, as we can already
Yeah.
predict with PvP, it's gonna have an up just because honeymoon period and people want to have that like D3 hopium fight. But then as soon as the like diehard PvPers are remaining, they're just gonna keep dwindling because they don't want to play a lot of this.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
but we will see.
I will say, like, I don't think chances are great, but I am going to say this, though. I don't think Bungie or Sony was expecting this level of pushback. What I think is that they were looking at player numbers over the last year, right? And misinterpreting that as people just being done with the game, when in reality it was a bunch of people who were just taking a break and hoping that the game got better.
That's literally what I was
On
doing.
that
I was
note,
taking a
this-
break.
Yeah.
This is a good video ender, some food for thought. I don't have this like this ego too proud to play marathon thing about me. If they come out with a good adjacent Destiny style mode, an arena mode or something, and it's better than what Destiny offers, oh, I'm jumping ship instantly. I'll play that. No doubt in my mind.
Same.
And
I-
I'm gonna be in the Bungie wheelhouse here. I'm still like under that umbrella, paying money. I don't really buy skins and stuff like that, but you know what I mean. I'm making content on the
Yeah.
game regardless. Just make a good PvP experience, and I'm there. And that's
Yeah.
where I want to end the video.
Me and
So thank
arena
you again,
shooter,
everybody.
please.
Take care. Much appreciated.